that camera out, George. Hey, good evening and welcome from the pit here at Pioneer High School and another season of Pioneer Panther football on Pioneer TV, brought to you by RTC TV4. Glad you could join us. We got Madison helping with the production tonight, and we got George out on the camera. And back in the saddle again, Mr. Johnny Hines. How you doing, John?
Hey, man, I'm great. I'm ready to do this.
Ready to do this. Going to be a little bit different look than the last time you broadcast a Pioneer football game. A couple kids have graduated since then, but they're coming off of a very successful season, made it all the way to the semi-state before losing to Fort Wayne Bishop Lures. Had a halftime lead, but a couple injuries, and they weren't able to finish that one off. So it's going to be a little bit of a new look here for Coach Barry in his 6th season here at Pioneer.
Yeah, Coach Barry, 64 and 5 in his 6 seasons, and that's just amazing right there. But Pioneer is going to look totally different this year. I mean, you lose 2 staples, Ezra and Adai Llewellyn from the backfield. You're not going to see Brock Robinson, who is going to be one of their big players this year. He's hurt for this first game at least, so they're going to have to fill in at that fullback position. But my thing is looking at the defense. You look at the defense. The last 8 years, you've had ball hawks in that defensive backfield, and you don't have that anymore. You don't have Jack Kaiser or Ezra or Adai Llewellyn back there. So they've got some pieces to put together for this season, but Coach Barry said the kids embrace their role and they'll look to keep the tradition going here at Pioneer High School.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. I mean, when you think about it, Ezra and Adai accounted for almost 3,000 yards of offense last year. And then so you throw that in on top of the fact that Brock Robinson is going to be out at least for tonight's game. He had 1,200 yards himself last year. So, you're missing your 2 wing backs, you're missing your fullback, and you're replacing both guards with Schnurple and Gallmer both graduating. Those guard positions are critical in that wing T. The wing backs and the guards are probably the 4 most important people in that wing T offense, and you got to replace all 4 of them, and plus your fullback's missing tonight.
Yeah, the offensive line is what worries me more than anything. I mean, you've got guys up there. Aiden Lau's a senior. He's a 2-year starter at that center spot. But then you've got Caleb Sweet, who started last year, and he'll be one of the guards. But then after that, I mean, you're going with guys that are pretty much limited in varsity experience. So you've got the Owen and Eli Miller brothers up there, and Brenton Gallmer will rotate in there. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting this year, at least for the first couple games for Pioneer on that front line. Of course, you bring back your starting quarterback, Caden Hill, who's a freshman last year, comes back as a sophomore this year, a little more experienced. Hopefully he's gotten better through the summer and all the workouts and everything, and I'm sure he has. He showed some spurts last year. Really, he showed that he can run the ball a little bit. He's got some quickness when he gets outside. He's a fairly smart kid in that backfield, and he's going to have to run the show this year for a while until Robinson gets back and has another guy to hand off to.
Yeah, he's going to be looked at to really, really increase his role here this season, and especially tonight with Robinson out. And they're going to have kind of a backfield by committee, and like you said, on the defensive side of things, who's going to be the defensive backs and who's going to get the those plays that we're so used to seeing Ezra and Adai make, even back into when Jack was here. So it's going to be a lot of a different look, and you got a team coming in here in Indianapolis Scecina Memorial that. Was not on the original schedule, and it's not going to be a team that Pioneer is going to be familiar with, obviously. but they're coming in too. They graduated a lot off of a team that went 4-5 last year. So they're gonna be looking to see who's going to step up and take those roles this year as well. So there's a lot of question marks on both sides of the ball here tonight, and we're just getting some things rolling. Let's take a little bit of a break here, Madison. Go ahead and run a set of commercials, and we'll be back here in just a moment with more pregame from the pit here at Pioneer High School.
Hello, I'm Harry Webb of Webb's Family Pharmacy. Were you one of nearly 7,000 patients we served last year? If not, I'd like to invite you to check out our locally owned pharmacies. Transferring your business is easy to do. Just one call, and we'll take it from there. While our competitive prices are important, our success comes from our knowledgeable and compassionate staff. Make Webb's Family Pharmacy your pharmacy. Just one call, and we'll take it from there.
Inyard's True Value has everything you need to get your next project done. Located on 1619 Main Street in Rochester, Inyard's True Value provides a variety of tools and supplies from trusted brands such as DeWalt and Milwaukee to accomplish even the smallest of jobs. Call 574-223-4920 or visit www.truevaluecompany.com.
First Federal Savings Bank has offered mortgage lending for 55 years, and now we're also offering commercial lending.
We offer loans for real estate,
tonight against Pioneer here, and that's a big county rivalry game. But due to COVID protocols, Lewis Cass couldn't play the game, so John Bingaman, the athletic director here, worked his magic as usual. You know, this is the second year in a row he's had to scramble and find a team to play the Panthers. Last year it was Chesterton. Pioneer was able to beat them here. Then New Haven came over, and Pioneer got beat by New Haven, a team over by Fort Wayne, and a very, very good New Haven team. And Pioneer got beat, and then they didn't lose again until they played the Bishop Lewis Knights up there at Fort Wayne. But hopefully Cass can get back on the field and play. You know, it's always bad when you don't get to play football. You've been practicing all year, working in the summertime, doing all the weights, and then you find out you can't play that first game. It's going to, you know, those kids are probably heartbroken, but they'll come back and they'll be ready to play when they're allowed to.
Sorry about that, John. We had some audio issues there. I think I got them fixed.
I keep getting texts.
I wasn't ignoring you.
Now, it says now great. Now great.
Yeah,
good.
Sorry. I appreciate it. So, you know, this is our first football broadcast as well this year. So we're working some bugs out here, and you know, we'll have some bugs to work out too. So.
Oh yeah. I'm just impressed I knew how to put the headset back on right. I didn't know if I would remember how to do it.
Yeah, it's just talking, I guess, once you get the audio figured out.
I can do that.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, we apologize. I know we've said a lot, and I don't know that anybody heard us, but we were insightful with our pregame so far. Yeah. So. I guess we can kind of start over.
we could.
Yeah.
I guess.
So nobody really got a chance to hear much of what we were saying. But
what were we saying?
Mr. Walker at 7:22 of the national anthem will be performed by Mr. Jack Cooper.
I guess what we were saying, you know, was, you know, Pioneer's got a lot of pieces to fill in. That's the main thing we were talking about was, what are you going to do when you don't have Ezra and Adai Llewellyn? You don't have two of your starting linemen that have graduated, and Gallmer and Schnurple. You lose some defensive players. So how is Pioneer going to combat that? How are they going to fill in those holes? And, you know, the backfield is going to be by committee. We talked about that. Backfield will be by committee. You're going to have some younger guys in that backfield. I believe Logan Smith, it looked like when they were warming up, he's probably going to be the fullback tonight anyways, with Brock Robinson out with an injury. But Logan Smith is a kid that can do a lot of things for Pioneer, a senior, just gotten bigger and stronger as the years went through. And he's shown when he was younger, he played halfback, played some fullback. So he's capable of it. One thing that we also talked about was our offensive line. What's that offensive line going to look like this year without some of your mainstays in there? You know, you've got Aiden Lau, a 2-year starter, big kid, plays that center position. He'll anchor the line. Then you've got Caleb Sweet, Owen and Eli Miller, Brenton Gallmer, Derek LeGrand will be a tight end. So, and then you've got some guys that'll have to rotate in a little bit. So the question is, you know, how are those guys going to be able to mesh and follow their assignments and do what they need to do to make this Pioneer team run efficiently? And, you know, it's a kind of a big question mark, Steve. It really is. You know, we're so used to seeing, you know, Ezra Nadai, Llewellyn in that backfield. You just kind of you kind of rely on them. You just like, here's a ball, do your thing.
Right.
You know, they break 2 tackles in the backfield and pick up 50 and put it on the board. But this year, you're not probably going to see a whole lot of that. You don't have that breakaway speed. Brock Robinson's an amazing athlete, but once he gets back, and then, you know, it'll be nice to see him back eventually. But right now, tonight, it's going to be probably 3.5, pound it. I see the sophomore Caden Hill getting a lot of carries on that option. Another year older, another year stronger, more intelligent. Did a great job last year as a freshman at that quarterback position. Was kind of like, I think Adam Berry knew what he wanted last year and to put him there, but he also knew that Ezra Llewellyn had played that position before. It's like, do you take that veteran leadership and pull it out? And he made the right choice, obviously. You know, I mean, you put Ezra Nadai in that backfield and look out. And then Caden just flourished as the year went on. He made some big plays for Pioneer going down the stretch of that tournament run. So, you know, hopefully, you know, Pioneer can just kind of weather the storm right now a little bit and, you know, get the, you know, just kind of find the pieces that need to be where they need to be so they're ready to take on the HNAC, which I'm telling you what, man, that Hoosier North, you look at the teams in that right now. You got Winnemac, Knox, Judson, Caston's a team that kind of sits back there. You know, they've got some athletes. They're a young team. They're ready to play this year. There's a lot of teams in that HNAC looking to knock off Pioneer this year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And they're going to get a big test right out of the gate coming up next week, going up the road to Winnemac. And that's a Winnemac team I saw last week at the scrimmage versus Rochester. They got 20 seniors. And those guys have been, you know, kind of like Cass a couple of years ago, you know, when they seniored out that team that beat Pioneer in the sectional. You know, Winnemac's kind of sitting right there. They're going to try and give that first Hoosier North Conference loss to the Panthers. Get our national anthem here. All right, that was a great job. I didn't hear who that was.
Last name? What was it
Jack
again?
Cooper?
Jack Cooper.
Jack Cooper.
Nice.
I assume a student here? Yeah, you can talk.
Yes, he is a student here. He's a junior.
A junior, Jack Cooper. All right.
Yes.
Great job on the national anthem on the saxophone. You get some singing sometimes, and you get a few, maybe a trumpet here or there. That's the first time I've had a live saxophone rendition. That was nice.
Alto saxophone, too. Normally national anthem, the times I've heard it being played, it's on tenor saxophone.
Oh. See, that's what you get when you get a smart person here
Somebody knows something about music.
running the production. So that's Madison, and we got George out there on camera. These are two of the members of our radio and TV broadcasting class, brand new class here at Pioneer High School. If you have a student that's interested in broadcasting or radio, work on getting that fit into their schedule. Kelly Colmar does a great job with that class. She's been our AV Club sponsor for the last 3 years, and we've been able to move that in and make it a class. So we're really excited about that. And lot of excitement here. Madison running the show tonight on the computer. So hopefully everything goes as planned.
Yeah, it would have been pretty cool when I was here ages ago to have the audio
well,
video
they didn't
club.
have internet when you were
No,
here, John.
so you're right. We'd be in trouble.
There's
wouldn't
not a
we?
lot of broadcasting going to be done.
It was a camcorder, big camcorder walking around.
The big VHS tapes.
You'd have to send it, splice it all.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been fun, I guess.
I have a tub full of reels, the old acetate, I don't remember what the millimeter is, 9 millimeter or whatever, reels in my office that have been from like early 60s. One of these days I need to get those processed and see what's on them. It's supposed to be game stuff, so I'm hoping that's what it is. But
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Run those old games, kind of like Big Ten Network.
Yeah. They're probably black and white, I would assume.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot on Scecina Memorial on Max Preps. I looked them up a little bit, other than the record from last year. There wasn't a whole lot of information I found, but just looking over here at this roster, man, it's there's a few kids at least. They've got size, got nice size. They all look pretty athletic out there warming up, so it could be a good test for Pioneer right off the bat.
Well, we saw that last year, when Andrean came in here for that regional game. It was, looking at that, I'm like, there is no way. But, they got it done, and I tell you what, that was a big win. But, different team, different year, and, we started to talk before the national anthem about the conference. It's unbelievable the fact that it's the 7th year of the Hoosier North Conference, and Pioneer has yet to lose a football game in conference.
No.
There's been some years. I mean, obviously, Knox, 3A school, they're a big school. Judson has had some really good teams. Winnemac has had some good teams. You go back to the beginning of the conference, Culver had some really good teams back then. It's not a pushover conference, and for Pioneer to do what they've done in the first 6 years of the existence of the conference is pretty amazing. And, like you said, everybody's going to have a great big X on that Pioneer game this year. They're going to be looking forward to that. Who can put that first L on Pioneer in conference, and it's going to start off right away with that Winnemac game next week.
Winnemac, man. You said they had 20 seniors.
Yes.
Sheesh. I mean,
and they don't have, and they're big guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
they are an accomplished team. They won sectional last year, correct?
They did. Yeah, they knocked off Judson. And they had Lafayette Catholic on the ropes in the regional game, but kind of lost it late. So
they're going to be, to me, that's the team to beat in the conference this year, hands down. I mean, with 20 seniors, holy cow.
Yeah.
It's like Lewis Cass a few years back when they had that really good group that went up to play Andrean, in fact, and got beat. But beat Pioneer pretty handily at Lewis Cass in that sectional. But it's kind of like that. The more seniors you have on a team, usually the better you're going to be equipped to take those, almost like you can handle pressure a little bit better. You've got the leadership. So, I mean, anytime you have those kind of seniors out there, you're probably going to have a pretty good season. We've got the Panthers coming out here, getting ready to bust through the banner. 2021 getting ready to kick off here at the pit. Field looks good.
Yeah.
As good as it's going to get, probably.
Yeah, they don't call it the pit because of,
Yeah.
There's reasons behind there. But
oh, yeah.
That's the neat thing here about dealing, Pioneer stuff. Apparently, Bing likes naming things because everything has a name.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got to brand it, man. Branding is big right now. So he brands the gym where they play volleyball, the Palace. I had no clue. I was like, where are they playing at? Lewis? I was like, are they playing at Lewis Cass? That sounds like the Palace, the Kings. I'm like, Then I saw it online. I'm like, oh, wait, they're at Pioneer. We changed the name, I guess.
Yeah.
You got the Palace, the Den, and now the pit out here, which was named first. So you got your senior captains, co-captains out there. Logan Smith, number 2. 58 is, I'll figure it out. Caleb Sweet, he's only a junior. Number 14 is Derek LeGrand, a senior. And then 64 is Aiden Lau, a senior. Go through this coaching staff here real quick, Steve. With Pioneer, you've got Matt Bianco, who played football here. Matt Gates played football. Josh Lytle played football. Steve Berkshire, Justin Zimmer, Aaron Holcomb. Aaron Reed did not play here. Josh Hardy did not play here. Jason Kripe, but Miles Von Tobel. So you've got most of those guys that are coming back to help the alma mater stay successful.
Yeah, that's great to see. It's, the schools that I go around to and cover, it's pretty amazing because, Culver's one of them that we work with as well, and they've got a lot of kids coming back that I can remember watching them play sports, in the 2010 era, plus or minus some things, and the amount of kids that have been able to come back here to Pioneer and Royal Center. It's great to see. Coach Barry, I think, was he a 2006 alum?
6 or 5, I can't remember.
So I mean, it's great to see. You always wonder, are the kids going to have something to come back to, and when they're able to come back, and Coach Barry is the new dean of students at the elementary school. Yeah, so
whatever that is,
right? Whatever it is, it's a big position.
Yeah. Well, it's nice not only for coaches to come back to Pioneer, but they're hiring a lot more former students here as teachers too, and that says a big thing.
Yeah.
About your culture of your school and everything, bringing in people that the kids that ended up wanting to be teachers and come back here. I mean, it's probably it's almost a dream for most people, really to come back and teach at your alma mater or coach, and getting ready to kick things off. Looks like number 3 is Bo Mersch back there with Caden Hill.
If you're watching from the Indianapolis area, we welcome you in here to Pioneer TV on RTC TV4 and IHSA TV. Glad you could join us tonight. We are Pioneer folks, but we'll give you a fair call. We're not going to make it so obnoxious that you're going to want to turn us off, hopefully. But, fair warning, we are from Pioneer. My daughter goes here, and John, he grew up here. And so, but we'll give you a fair call here. It's going to be interesting to see. Should be a great game as we get set to go. And Hill back to receive here for the Panthers.
Alex Mendoza puts the foot into it. And we're underway for the 2021 season. Hill takes it. He's got a nice hole, and he's breaking free to the 40, 50. He's got one man to beat. Nice run back by Caden Hill. Oh, my gosh. Way to start the things off for the 2021 season.
Well, that's not a bad start for the Panthers.
Hill
did a huge return. Let's take a couple looks at that one as they get set there, Madison. Yeah, you picked the wrong one there, girl. So you got to slide down to the end.
He had some good blocking, too. Nice hole opened up for him. So they'll set things up on the 28. Hill is that quarterback, the sophomore, in the backfield. And they've got nobody else in the backfield right now. They're going four wide.
Go ahead and hold off on that one right now, Madison. We'll show you that one here in a second.
Smith goes in motion. Hill looking to pass. He'll throw it first thing, and he throws an interception.
Well, that was something you only saw him do a few times last year, and he had a guy open in the back corner there, but he just kind of underthrew it and turned out to be an interception. So let's go back and look here as at the run back there by Hill. There you go. I want to thank my wife, Carrie, too. This camera angle down here, she's down there on the field.
And nice camera angle there.
I don't know how you talk her into this.
Well, I didn't give her a whole lot of options.
Hey, get in the truck, you're going.
Yeah.
So Indianapolis Scecina will start things off here on the 18. Pitch back. Good job by the defense. Pioneer swarming that backfield. Getting things started for Pioneer was number 55. That's Cody LeGrand. He's going to be fun to watch this year. A very quick, pretty small kid, but man, he can get through the line. That run was by number 10, Aiden Ray.
There's a lot going on there in there, Madison.
Oh, that's Fitz Ramsey on the run. That's my fault. Aiden Ray's the quarterback. He takes a snap, hands off to Ramsey, and he gets bottled up there. Not too much going on. Might have got back to that scrimmage, line of scrimmage. Bring up a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11.
So 3rd down and 11.
So Pioneer's defense has looked pretty good so far. Doing a good job of keeping that running back at bay. Now this is where I'm more worried than anything. What do you do when you spread it out, see what this Pioneer defensive backfield can do, and these linebackers, how they cover. There's a snap. Rolls out. It's looking. Oh, almost picked off by Caden Hill.
Right in his hands.
Yep. Went right through the hands of Luke Souls, the wide receiver for Indianapolis Scecina. So the Crusaders are 4th and 10. They'll be looking to punt the ball away. And Hill will be the back man to return. So a little back and forth so far. Decent punt. Hill's there. He's going to take it. And he's able to get to the 50, and looks like we got a flag on the play. But more than likely a block in the back there.
All right. Close the flag. Reset the... There you go, 1st and 10.
So the block in the back will move him back a little bit. Just underway here at the pit. 10:33 left here in the first quarter. 0-0. On the 42-yard line is where Pioneer will start things off here in their second series. First series was a quick one, an interception thrown by Caden Hill. You got Peyton Schnurple in the backfield with Hill at that fullback spot. They put Logan Smith in motion. Hill will take the run, and he will pick up about 4 yards on that play. Pioneer with the ball on the 45. Give him a 3-yard gain on that. Again, Pioneer's going with nobody in the backfield but Hill.
2nd and 7.
They put Schnurple in motion. They hand off to Schnurple. No, it's staying with Hill, and he's going to break it up the middle. Not a whole lot, maybe 2 yards on that carry.
3rd.
I'm going to give him 3. Caden Hill's a kid. He's 6 foot. 155-pound sophomore. He's going to get a lot of carries tonight, it looks like. They're not even going into a huddle anymore, Steve. It's kind of different.
Yeah, they've kind of went to that style a little bit last year, and it seems to work for them. They're not really going hurry up, but they're just not going kind of no huddle.
Hill with another carry. He's going to get about to the 50. It's not enough for that first down, though. So bring up 4th and short. We'll see the first decision for Adam Berry with his offense.
Well, right at midfield, Boy, I don't know. Early in the game.
It looks like we're going for it.
Yeah. Last year, that'd be a no-brainer. This year, 2 yards,
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you do? And he looks like he's going to at least
I don't
line
know.
up for it.
Hill's trying to catch wind out there. He's got his hands on his knees.
Well, he is toasty.
Toasty, and he's getting beat up. They're going to hand off to Logan Smith, and that's Schnurple. He gets stood up, and there's no first down out of that play.
Barely back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard, and it's going to be Scecina with the turnover on downs.
Keaton Tybo with the hit there to start things off for the Crusaders.
So it'll be first down. Just reset there. Yep.
So Pioneer will give the ball back to Indianapolis Scecina Memorial. So Memorial will go on their second series and see what they can do. See if they can move the ball a little bit. They were unable to move it at all on Pioneer's defense. Ray under center. Takes a snap. He's going to drop back. Looking. He's got some pressure. Couldn't get away. He does get away there, and then he gets bottled up. Nice job by Pioneer and a great coverage, actually. I'm very impressed with the coverage. Couldn't find anybody open. So that's good news for Pioneer. They were able to stay on their.
Yeah, that's one of the things, one of the practices I went to, they were working on DB stuff, and they were having a few issues, and it's good to see maybe they've got those issues worked out here so far early. They're doing a great job in that defensive backfield, not giving Scecina anything to look at.
Well, they got good pressure on the quarterback as he rolled out to the right. This time they're going to hand off. And nice tackle there by number 14, Derek LeGrand. You're going to hear his name a lot tonight, Steve.
Yeah.
If anybody's if you're a Pioneer fan, you've heard that name a lot already in his 4 years. And I mean, he is an animal when it comes to tackles for loss. The kid is just amazing at getting in that backfield. Not real big, but quick, great instincts off that end.
Mm-hmm.
So 3rd and 7 for the Crusaders.
Well, if they can force a punt here after turning the ball over on downs, this would be a big win for the Panthers.
Drop back, there's some pressure, and they're going to let him run, and he's going to pick up that first down. Aiden Ray, nice job. It was almost like a designed run. It really looked like it.
Well, he was looking, and then there was, again, good defensive work in the backfield by the Panthers, and unfortunately the pocket kind of broke down and gave him a nice avenue right in the middle, and was able to get that first down. So another fresh set of downs here for Scecina.
Well, when you go with those guys spread out, you got to have the linebackers cover. You have nobody up there in the middle. Another handoff, and not going to get much there. Ramsey goes down. Fitz Ramsey. He might have got a yard on that play.
2nd and 9.
Again, LeGrand in there along with number 10. Well, that's number 18. Excuse me, that's Seth Schmel. So 2nd and 9. 5:34 here in the first quarter. No score at the pit. Ray takes a snap. He's looking to his right, fires, and
oh, good job.
Nice job there defensively. That was Caleb Sweet.
Sweet was in the exact spot he needed to be in to knock that one down. That would have gone for some major yardage for Scecina had he not been where he was.
So now 3rd and 9. Another passing situation for Scecina. Ray under center. He'll take the snap, a little pitch to Fitz Ramsey, and he gets crushed. And that's our man, Caleb Sweet, on the tackle.
Well, now if you're Scecina, what do you do here? You got a long ways to go, and you're still on
go for it.
Yeah, you're not going to kick a field goal here. You could pin them deep. You have, Pioneer hasn't really shown too much on the offensive side of things yet. Play the field position game.
All they've done is Caden Hill's the only one that's ran the ball.
Yeah. I hope he's getting a lot of water. He's working hard out there.
He is. Drop back. Another looking to pass. A little bit of pressure, and it's dropped off. There's going to be a penalty on the play, so this might not even count. Flag was thrown.
Yeah, they're looking over. It's on Scecina, I believe.
Yes, it is. Well, we got Pioneer Panthers leaning on their legs, out on their knees a lot. I don't like that. It's hot. It is hot. So that'll move them back.
So replay 4th down. So it'll remain 4th, and then it's going to be
4th and
19.
Should be 19.
Well,
or 5. 4th and 5.
4th and 11.
Yeah.
4th down and 11. Madison. It was a spot, I guess. Spot foul? Huh. I would have thought line of scrimmage was the spot if you're downfield.
They're 4th and 11. 4 wide for the Crusaders. He's going to drop back and look to pass. Good pressure. Logan Smith comes in and drops him. Great job, Logan Smith, off that end. That linebacker position comes in and hits Ray. Fumble. It'll be Pioneers' ball anyways. Boy, that pocket collapsed really quick, Steve.
And you got to really like what Coach Barry's team's doing on the defensive side of things. If they can get something going on the offense, they'll be rolling here. They have been impressive early here against Scecina on defense.
Looks like we've got a water break.
Yeah, I need a water break. How you doing, Madison? We're asking a lot. You settling in?
New system to get used to, definitely.
Well, there's a lot to do, isn't there?
Yeah.
So I kind of held back on the replays there for a little bit there. I'm like, let her get used to the down and distance and the time and changing cameras. And we do have 3 different cameras.
That's pretty cool.
Angles, yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yep, so George doing a good job there. He's running 2 of the cameras himself, so doing a good job out there.
So Pioneer gets the ball back here, and we got 4:18 left here in the first quarter still. See if they can get it moving. Like I said earlier, Caden Hill's the only one that's ran the ball. He's the only one that's touched the ball on offense, actually.
Yeah.
Through that first interception. Well, he's the only one that's touched the ball no matter what. He took the punt return, the kick return. Nobody else gets the ball tonight.
Yeah.
And I think Hill's already he's tired. He's fighting the heat.
Yeah. It's going to be an issue all night long, just as hot as it is, and hopefully they can stay hydrated and not cramp up. We were up at Cashton last night for a soccer match, and towards the end of that one, they were cramping up, and it's just that time of year. I can smell myself up here. It's not pleasant. I'm trying to stay away from you guys enough so you don't have to, but nice crowd here. Appreciate everybody coming out. It's nice to see.
Now we're in the traditional wing tee. 2 wing backs, and then you've got Logan Smith in the backfield. They hand off to Logan Smith. He breaks one, and he's going to pick up about 7 yards.
Nice run right up the middle by the fullback Smith.
I like Logan Smith. The kid's strong. He's powerful. He's a smart kid. Just has gotten bigger and stronger as the years have went. And, he played tight end last year out of necessity, and he did a great job. Yeah. You got to have a good tight end when it comes to the wing tee. If you run it, with the traditional wing tee, you got to have somebody out there that can block down, and he does a great job of that. But now they're putting him in the backfield, mainly because Robinson's out for the game.
Yeah, they're going to really need Robinson. Hopefully he can come back next
week. Oh, beautiful. I thought Logan Smith had the ball. Then they picked. Caden Hill did a great job on that fake. Fires it over there to Rylan Talaza, the sophomore. This kid here, Rylan Talaza, is a kid that I watched a little bit. in some mop-up duty in varsity last year. He's got some wheels.
Yeah.
He's got some wheels.
Well, that's one thing that Pioneer's never been lacking is speed. I mean,
No.
they just seem to pump out kids that can go fast. Maybe not the biggest kids in the world. Ezra and Adai weren't the biggest kids in the world, but they were going to get down the field. You can't hit them. You can't hit them if you can't catch them.
Exactly. And it's different than just running a 40. It's football speed.
Oh yeah.
Making the cut, doing things like that, knowing what you're doing, having good vision.
When you can make a cut and it doesn't seem like you're making a cut, that's when you're going fast.
Hill's going to run this one and not going to get much, if anything. He might have lost a yard on that play. Stretched it out there. Good job by Scecina to stretch that play out.
It's going to be, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Still got 3 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Good job there by Scecina to stretch that play out, not give Hill any cutback lane.
It looked like that was kind of a run-pass option, deciding that, if somebody happened to pop open, he could throw, but nothing was there, so he just took off and made the best of it. Talaza in motion. They're going to hand off to Logan Smith, and Scecina was right there ready for that.
Might have got a yard on that one. To bring up a 3rd down and about 9 here for the Panthers. So
it's Calvin Connor for the Crusaders on the tackle. So 3rd and 9.
4-down territory here again, possibly. I guess it depends on what they get here on 3rd down, right? I'd say if they can get it to within a yard or two, they go for it.
You go for it again, yeah.
But if they only pick up a yard or two, they probably might opt to punt here.
It doesn't matter because Scecina recovered that fumble by Pioneer. It was Tamir Woods.
Yeah, kind of lost it there. He didn't know where it was, and Scecina was on top of it. So turnover again at the 50 gives Scecina the ball back here. A couple short fields.
Yeah. Brian Gluth was in motion on that play, and I don't know if he was going to get that supposed to get that handoff at the time, but right there where the mesh point would have been, Hill dropped it. So Scecina will start here with 1:50 here in the quarter. They run a little option. They pitch it over to Fitz Ramsey, and he gets blown up by Caden Hill. Still picked up about 4 yards on the play. But a nice job of Caden Hill coming up and making that tackle.
Yeah, it looked like he had quite a bit of open space there, and Hill closed out nice. But you can tell here we're still a first quarter, and Hill, he's feeling it. So
yeah,
hopefully he can put in the entire game here. He has been all over the place on both sides of the ball, that's for sure.
Yes, he has. Ray's dropping back. He's going to throw to the sideline, and we've got a penalty here, and then a helmet flies off over on the other side. This one's probably going to come back. I believe it was a block, a hold. There's a hold on Scecina, so that'll move the ball back.
That's a big penalty. They got a first down, and then now they're going to be moving back 10 yards. So they're going to be clear back to the 40, it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a 2nd and 20, is that right? 5, 10, 15, 20, all the way back to the 40. So they got to go from the 40 to the 40.
They're going to hand it off, and it's a new runner. A nice run there that was number 12. Good run by Dave Mendez. Picks up a nice chunk of yardage in that play. So 3rd and 8. Time winding down here in the first quarter. 0-0 score here at the pit. Probably get one more play off here. Ray in that gun position. 4 wide. Ray drops back looking to pass. Throws it up the middle. Nice defense. Good defensive play there. That's by Miller. It was number 50, Eli Miller, putting his big paw in there, knocking it down, breaking that play up. So we're 4th and 8. So Steve, Pioneer has a chance to get the ball back here.
Well, you could say it's been a little bit of a defensive battle here.
It has been, yeah.
They're gonna punt it away here from the 48-yard line. Hill back to receive.
Good punt. Hill's going to take it. Nice job. And Caden Hill gets, wow.
It's out to the 25, and that is it. Nice tackle out there. Number 53 with the hit. Calvin Connor again.
Said his name a couple times now.
Yeah.
10 seconds left here in the first quarter at the pit. Pioneer will probably just do a little run here and then go into that second quarter, flip the field. I just keep watching Caden Hill, and he's got hands on his knees and struggling a little bit. Looking, now he's going to roll. He just might as well run this. He's got some room, and he gets drilled at the 30, but a nice pickup by Caden Hill on the run. And we'll go into the second quarter 0-0.
Keaton Thiebaud coming up, making the stop for the Crusaders after one quarter here, scoreless at the pit. We'll take a break and come back here in just a minute on Pioneer TV, on RTC TV 4. And
Your banking with a Simply Free checking account from First Federal Savings Bank.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we appreciate your referrals. Refer your friends to open a Simply Free checking account.
When your friend opens up a checking account, you both can receive a free gift.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Simply Free checking from First Federal Savings Bank. A simpler way to bank.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best.
all right, welcome back here to the pit. Pioneer High School opening night, IHSAA football, and it was a great first quarter there for the Pioneer Panthers. Held Scecina scoreless, but Scecina returned the favor, held the Panthers scoreless as well. A lot of good defense there in that quarter, John, and the Panthers have had a few moments there where they moved the ball, but Scecina has really been buckling down on defense.
Look back at that first quarter and remember a couple plays there. The first one, Eli Miller reaching out here on that third down and knocking it down. And then Caleb Sweet doing about the same thing in the middle of that defense. Both of those inside linebackers doing a good job of covering. Those could have been big plays for Scecina if they would have made the catch, but Pioneer did a good job. And the defense, the coverage is really good right now.
Yeah.
Pioneer's getting enough pressure up front and on those, getting those ends to the quarterback that he doesn't have a whole lot of time, but when he does, there's nobody to throw to.
Yeah, and the Pioneer defense has done a great job. 2 turnovers for the Panthers. They had an interception in the first play and then also had a fumble. So, for them to hold Scecina scoreless in that quarter, just really says good things about what the Panthers defense has been able to do.
Yeah, we just need to get this offense moving. During that break, Caden Hill was on the ground getting stretched out, cramping up, and you could kind of see that one coming.
Well, we knew his role on both sides of the ball was going to be increased, and it definitely has been, and especially with Brock being out tonight, he's been called on to do the bulk of the carries. So just 1 quarter into it.
A little run by Logan Smith.
That looks like it's going to be enough for a first down.
Yes, it is. It's a little power play to Logan Smith, and he follows all those blockers on that left side and picks up what he needed to get that first down. So sitting on the 31 for Pioneer. Two wings, you got Talaza and I believe Gluth. Put Talaza in motion. He's going to throw it out to Talaza, and he can't hold on to that one.
He had a little bit of room, too, if he could have turned that one up. It was a nice-looking little slide pattern, and unfortunately just off of the fingertips.
Again, that's a sophomore playing that didn't see a whole lot of playing time last year. Again, they only had 2 JV games last year.
Right.
And that kid played a lot of JV, was mainly a JV player. So you're going to have some of those drops probably. Started running with the ball before he had it. Probably come back to that play later on in the game, though. You got Schnurple in the backfield with Hill. Going to hand off to Schnurple, and he runs it hard, bangs off a couple, picks up some yardage there. Nice run by Peyton Schnurple.
That was a nice run there. He did not let one man take him down. It took 2 and a third one to hit him to get him down. So it's a nice piece of running there by Schnurple.
He's one of those kids that he's an athletic kid. And you like those athletes like that, tall, kind of lanky, but a strong kid. Really good wrestler. And, he's using that technique. He's got to stay down a little bit on his run so he doesn't get hit so high.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a nice run.
They got him listed at 6'2", 163, so a little on the thin side, but nice size. That's knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Great job there by Scecina. That was number 84, Patrick Hill, jumped up there and knocked it. I think he knew what play was coming there.
Yeah.
So 4th and 3. It looks like we're going to punt. That's Dylan Odom in there. I believe this is his first year of playing football.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what kind of leg he has. See what kind of coverage we have, actually.
Scecina looks like they were maybe expecting Pioneer to go for it. They finally get a guy back.
It hangs forever. It's going to take a little bit of a roll for Pioneer.
Yeah, not bad. Nice hang time. No return on that.
You'll take that. The way the defensive has been playing, I mean, that's going to work, if they can keep it up.
So it'll be 1st and 10 here for Scecina from about the 34-yard line of the Panthers. Or Scecina's 34, actually.
Yeah. Trying to see who all. Another guy that's out right now is Oscar Solano, another lineman.
Yeah.
That they were looking for big things from him.
Yeah, I think they had him penciled in to be the tackle.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
Fitz Ramsey going nowhere. Maybe picked up a yard there. But Pioneer was right there on the play. Cody LeGrand, one of those interior defensive linemen, making that stop for Pioneer. Well, they have done a great job on Fitz Ramsey. When he gets the ball, they're in the backfield quick on him. It's almost like that's the guy they're going to try to stop tonight. Slow snap. Almost a block in the back. And there's a good run, and he might have. Oh, nice tackle by Rylan Lawaza.
Well, you talked about Talaza's speed. You can see it there, able to catch up and make the tackle, save the touchdown from behind.
Yeah, that was Luke Souls, probably their main receiver. Man, he did a good job. And back here, it almost looked like they were going to get him in the back, but that guy peeled off quick enough. 9:17 left here. Ball's on the 24. We still scoreless here at the pit.
Scecina with their best effort here, deepest they've been.
That ball's going to sail a little high.
I think the Scecina player might have been the best defender on that play.
Yeah.
The man in the back, 83, was open.
Oh, he was wide open.
And I think it was knocked down and short, and that would have been a touchdown, I think. That was, I believe, intended for Jalen Long. And it was knocked down that time by Glaywatts, I believe, number 5.
Yeah. Got one man in the backfield. That's Fitz Ramsey. He's going to get the ball. He picks up a few yards there.
Good job interior defensively for the Panthers. They've been pretty solid on that defensive line.
Yeah, that was tackle was Owen Miller.
Yeah, he's I'm not sure if he's cramping up or what. He's got a might have got hit in the
Yeah. So 3rd and 10. Big play here for Pioneer. Scecina looking, throws up the middle, and it is dropped.
Boy, another opportunity there for the Crusaders.
Boy, Ray had to get rid of it, though. He got belted. So another good job by Pioneer, holding strong.
Along with the drop on that play. It's going to bring up a 4th down and about 8.
So they'll go for it, looks like. Got Fitz Ramsey in that backfield with Ray. Aiden Ray, the quarterback, in that gun position. He's got 4 wide. Just snap looking. He's just going to lob it up top. That ball's caught, but is he in there? No, he's not. Good coverage by Caden Hill. He caught the ball, but he was out of bounds when he came down. So Caden Hill with just enough coverage on that play of Luke Souls. Souls made a great athletic play to go up and get it, but Hill was right there to combat the play and get him out of bounds. So Pioneer takes over on downs.
Can we get
1st and 10 on the 23 for the Panthers.
Can we get a look at that from Carey's camera on that last replay? Take a look at that from the corner end zone cam coming right at you here.
Hill, the lone man in the backfield. He puts Smith in motion. Hill will take it, bounces around, and picks up maybe 6 yards on that play. It's a nice run by Caden Hill. Well, just watching Caden Hill, I mean, just you know he's spent out there. He's making every play here, and he's fighting through it, the heat. Takes his time going up, calling the play for the Panthers. 2nd and 4. Again, he's the only one in the backfield in that gun position. He puts Schnurple in motion, hands off to Schnurple. Nope. Looks like Hill will keep it, and he gets dropped. I don't know if he gained a yard there or not. Doesn't look like it. So Scecina making a nice play. So bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Panthers. So 7 minutes left here in the first half. No score. Hill just taking his time on that play clock. Nope, he's going to keep it, and he's close. He's going to get the first down. Nice job by Caden Hill. Talked about it early, Steve. This is kind of what Pioneer's going to look like this year. 3.5, 4 yards here and there, and that's what they're going to do pretty much to move the ball. It's not going to be those 50, 60-yard jaunts, I don't think. You're not going to see a whole lot of that. So we're going to have another water break.
So they do have a first down coming out of the break. We're keeping Madison busy here. She's a lot going on there, isn't there?
I know when I did this, man, back 4 years ago, I didn't have all that.
Right.
Yeah,
well, switching.
All you had to do is jump to your commercial.
Switching cameras, also keeping track of the down and distance and the time and the score and replays. And the neat thing on this, the replays, it captures all 3 cameras. So you can show the replay
really?
from every angle. Yeah. So we'll take a look at some of that, at the halftime. But it's a neat little system. I'm, used it a lot over the spring, doing some softball and some baseball with it, and still trying to figure out everything that you can do with it. It's pretty neat. So
it just makes it look really professional when you're jumping cameras here and there,
Yeah. George is doing a great job out there on the camera. Carrie's doing a great job. She's down on the corner. I think, is that her camera we're on right now?
Yes, it is. We're on her camera.
Yeah, so a nice angle down there from the field. So we got a wireless HDMI down there on that one. And so it was a lot of fun. We're looking forward to a great season here. We're going to be, obviously, Pioneer's going to be on the road for the next 3 weeks. But we'll have next week's game. The Winnemac crew will have that. That's going to be a big one up there. We talked about that Winnemac team, and man, I tell you what, the Panthers better be ready, because that's going to be a tough one up there. And if it's hot like this, with 20 seniors, they're going to keep coming at you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The quarterback, Russell Compton, up there for the Winnemac Warriors, he's a senior, and I can remember, his first game was against Culver as a freshman. He started that game, and, he's just progressed every year.
I remember him coming down here to Pioneer and playing them his freshman year, and, he showed some things, and obviously, he's stuck at that position. And they liked him a lot, and now he's under the tutelage of John Hendricks.
Oh, yeah, you can't Hall of Fame
got a good
coach, recently inducted into the Indiana Coaches Hall of Fame, and well-deserved as well.
Hand off the Schnurple, and he pounds forward, picks up 3 yards there on the play. So 2nd and 7. I just think that this is the way Pioneer needs to do it. Pound the ball. Don't take any crazy chances. Get what you can. Let that offensive line build confidence. The more and more you move the ball, 3-4 yards, man, and they're like, hey, we can do this. Oh, there's a fumble. And Pioneer will turn the ball over.
Third turnover so far of the first half for the Panthers, and this one gives the Crusaders a really good field position inside the 35.
And that was Patrick Hill on the fumble recovery for Pioneer. So Pioneer is going to have to ratchet it up on defense again.
Yeah.
That's what their calling card is right now, honestly.
Yeah. See if they can hold again. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line.
I would watch and see if they try to run that fade route again real soon. They're going to hand off the – oh, what a play. Oh, no,
he's down.
He was down.
Yeah,
okay, there we go. Derek LeGrand comes in and wraps him up in the backfield. I don't know how Derek LeGrand gets off that line so quick, but he's like shot out of a cannon.
Yeah. That was a great defensive play there, and might have even lost a few inches. It looks like it's closer to the 35-yard line now.
Timeout by Scecina.
Scecina's going to call a timeout, so we'll take one with them as well. Be back here in just a moment on Pioneer TV and RTC TV4.
Is your bank closing? Are you unhappy with your current bank or financial institution? At First Federal Savings Bank, we've been serving your community for 55 years. And whether you're in need of a home loan, commercial loan, checking account, financial services, or insurance services, we'll be here for you tomorrow. Make the switch today.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best.
Welcome back here at Pioneer High School. The Pit, no score with 5:32 to go here in the first half. And in Indianapolis, Scecina has probably their best starting position of the afternoon, coming off of the turnover, the fumble by Caden Hill. Kind of like riding a bike, John, jumping right back into it like you never left.
Yeah. I practice on my way here, by the way, Steve.
You do that too, huh?
I do.
My kids make fun of me because apparently I do it when I'm mowing and the neighbors can hear me.
Well, I don't do it that loud.
Yeah. I didn't know I was until they laughed at me from across the road. 2nd and 10 here for Scecina.
He's going to hand off again, and that's to Ramsey. And the ball's down. I don't know if they blew the whistle first or –
they're coming in from the far side. I think they're going to say it was
stop.
Down.
Yeah. Another good play by Pioneer. Boy, that Fitz Ramsey's not getting much at all tonight.
He's a little hobbly getting back into the huddle.
2nd or 3rd and 7 here. Another big play for the Panther defense. Drop back to pass, looking. Here comes, and it's a drop pass, but back in the backfield again was Derek LeGrand. He was putting pressure on Aiden Ray, the quarterback for the Crusaders.
They are not giving him any kind of time in the backfield, and that's causing his throws to be just enough off.
What's nice is LeGrand is coming from the blind side. Nobody knows he's coming from that side. I mean, he's just flying in there.
4th and 7 here. They're going to go for it on the 30.
Yep.
Big play here for the Panthers.
This is huge. Big stop. Ray drops back looking to pass. We're going to run that little fade route again. And that ball's out of the reach, just out of the reach of number 5, Andon Glaywatts. So Pioneer will take over on downs.
That is huge, giving the ball up on the 35 and holding them in 4 downs. So that was really good again by the Pioneer defense.
Well, you'd like to go down here, take some time off the clock, and put one in on the scoreboard right before halftime. That'd be great. Get some kind of points on the board, get some momentum going. But right now, Pioneer's defense is looking really sharp.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you see that replay? Did you see that replay? That was sweet.
I didn't.
You weren't watching?
I wasn't watching.
You can watch it over here when they show it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I get excited about replay angles.
So Hill under center. One of the few times he's been under center. Oh, my gosh.
Well, he just took the ball right out of his hands.
Oh, man. See, I didn't even – wow.
I need to take a look at that one again there. I don't know what happened there. It's just all of a sudden they were going the opposite way.
Calvin Connor comes up with it. And Pioneer's defense, again, is going to have to work. Hold him out of the end zone.
4th turnover of the half here for the Panthers.
That's hard to come back from.
You can't keep putting that kind of pressure on your defense. Now they have it at the 23-yard line. So, again, the best field position starting-wise that they've had.
Drop back. Ray's going to fire into the end zone. That ball's caught. That's going to be a touchdown. Well, you're paying for the mistakes.
Yeah. It's really, honestly, you got to commend the defense for not making them pay for it earlier. I mean, you can't turn it over 4 times.
And that was Jalen Long, 6'4" wide receiver, made that catch, and he was going up against about a 5'8" guy. So that's a bad mismatch for Pioneer. But they've held strong since then. So the Crusaders of Indianapolis Scecina Memorial cracked the score first. 4-18. It's a bad snap. And that extra point will be no good. So Pioneer will have to come back here with 4:18 left in the second quarter. Down by 6.
All right, we'll take a quick break here and come back after a quick commercial as we have the kickoff from Scecina.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
I keep saying Eliza.
Hey, welcome back here to the pit. The Scecina Memorial Crusaders get on the board after the fumble recovery on the 3-yard line. And the touchdown pass into the corner of the end zone puts the Crusaders up 6-0. The botched snap on the PAT attempt, no good. So the score is 6-0 with what kind of time do we got left here? 4:18 to go in the first half.
Let's see if Caden Hill can take one back like he did that very first play of the game on the kick return. He made a great return, starting things off here on the 2021 season. So let's see if he can get a hole and find a seam and see where he can go with it.
Yeah, I think they've had more yards on that kick return than they've had the entire first half on offense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You gotta really commend the defense. They've done a great job holding them to 6 off of 4 turnovers. But you gotta find something there on that offensive side of things. And this is where your senior fullback is really missed.
So Mendoza will kick off for the Crusaders. Back to return is Hill, Bo Mersch, and Logan Smith up front. This one's going to go right to Hill. He's going to take it and look for some running room. He's got a little bit of running room, but he gets caught from behind. Can't get quite to the 30 on that return. So that's where Pioneer will start things off. On the 27. Steve, I keep saying Loiza for Ryland Toloza, and I hate when announcers mess up names, so I'm going to apologize. That's Toloza, not Loiza. The sophomore wingback, number 15.
Nice job on special teams there by Mason Barrelot, the 5'8" junior, coming up and making that tackle. I think you saw what I saw. There was some room there, and he came up, kind of got in that hole from behind. 4:07.
4:06.
4:06. They changed the clock on you, Madison. 4:06.
They do that every single time. I get the clock back on track.
Yep. 7. He's got his thumb up.
Oh.
Yeah. 4:07.
Got to be aware of the thumb.
Yeah.
So Caden Hill in that gun position. He's got Schnurple on his left side at the tailback or at the fullback position. Barry still calling out the play. Got plenty of time on the play clock. So they check their wristbands, and now they're ready to roll with 6 seconds on the play clock. Here's a snap. Fakes the handoff. He's going to go deep. He's got some. Oh, he just throws it up, and it's picked off. Really had no play on that. I mean, he didn't have anything under the ball, and just underthrew that big time. Did Caden Hill. Another turnover for Pioneer. That was Mason Barrelot with the interception.
A couple nice plays there by the junior. Gives the Crusaders the ball back. Five turnovers now for the Panthers.
5 turnovers, and
they're wanting to throw the ball a little bit more this year, but so far in their 2 pass attempts, they've both been picked off, and unfortunately, the Crusaders, just a little bit under 4 minutes to go. They still have time here in this first half to make something happen. They're going to call a timeout. I guess coach didn't like what he saw coming out of that. So let's take a quick break. And we'll be back here in just a moment on Pioneer TV.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
All right, Scecina has the ball coming out of the timeout. They're going to have it on their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10 with 3:56 to go here in the first half, coming off of the interception thrown by Caden Hill. The defense has been on point all night here, John. They're going to have to do it again.
Yeah, they're going to have to step it up and hold Scecina again. They've done a great job until that last play that Scecina was able to score on. Well, that ball snapped, and he sure wasn't ready.
No, coming out of the timeout, coach is not going to be happy about that.
Oh, man, yeah. You call a timeout because you didn't like what you saw on the field already, and then you go out there and make a snap that the quarterback wasn't even ready at all, and that'll put him back almost 10 yards.
It's going to be a second and 17.
Second 17, yeah. So that'll help Pioneer anyways. Clock's still running. 3:25 left here in the first half. Ray back to take the snap. It was almost motioned by that wide receiver. He almost took off too fast. That ball's overthrown. Jalen Long couldn't run that one down for the Crusaders. And there's a flag. I wonder if that's the false start that I might have saw. That wide receiver kind of rocked a little bit. I was watching Canadian football last night, Steve, and you can do that kind of stuff. You can take off 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage and get down 15, and then it's pretty crazy, but not here in high school football in Indiana. So Pioneer will decline that penalty, and it'll be a 3rd and 17 for the Crusaders. Another big play for Pioneer on defense. Going to run that option. Good coverage there. And nice job by Schnurple to run him down from behind.
Tried to straight arm him out, and Schnurple held on there, and a little bit of a gain, but it's going to be a lot to go for a first down, so they're going to have to punt here from the 40.
David Mendez couldn't get to the outside quick enough, and Schnurple did a great job covering him.
Well, they marked it all the way back to the 37,
there you go.
Yeah.
So Caden Hill will be back for the punt return. Be nice to get a little pressure, maybe a bad snap or something. Oh, that's a good snap. There's a little pressure. Hill's going to watch it. He's going to catch it. Oh, wow.
Don't like it when it's
Don't like that, but boy, he steps over. A nice play by Caden Hill. A good return, actually. About to the 45.
I think if that was a softball, you'd call that a snow cone.
Oh, that was.
It's kind of popped out of his hands,
You don't. That's not how you want to field one of those punts. I mean, you want to get your body underneath it, but, man, he just.
He didn't let it go.
Snagged it with his hands.
Did not let it go.
Whatever works, right?
Well, they still have some time here, 2:19 to go.
Boy, you'd like a big run, a big play or something to maybe get the crowd into it a little more. Maybe a counter or something like that. You know, that's something that Adam Berry always went into with when he needed a bigger running play. And Pioneer's going to burn the timeout here. And they didn't have enough guys in the field, I don't think. Yeah. Yep. Brian Gluth was taking a break, and he should have been out there, I believe. So Pioneer calls the timeout with 2:19 left. Scecina up 6-0 here in the first half.
All right, you want to take a break, Madison? Move down there. Get that RTC one. Yeah, that one. There you go. That'll work.
RTC TV4 is proud to present the RTC TV4 Sports app. Now you can watch your favorite games and events from our local school partners live and on demand through your smart devices. And best of all, it's free. There's no cost to download or to watch. Just search RTC TV4 Sports on the Google Play Store, App Store, or on Roku, and download now to start watching the local coverage you enjoy.
Back here at the pit, we still have 2:19 to go in the first half. Panthers 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line. See if they can punch one into the end zone here before the half and at least even things up. You know, they're in really good position for as bad as they put themselves in.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, if that makes sense.
5 turnovers, man. You're down 6-0. Yeah.
You know, I think Coach Berry would be happy down 6-0. I think if he said you're going to have 5 turnovers in the first half and then only be down 6-0, he'd be like, well, that's not good.
Nice run there by Logan Smith. Bangs forward, and that's going to be enough for the first down.
He plowed right through a Scecina tackler that time. Aiden Ray.
Good blocking there by Pioneer. That front line doing a good job.
Well, you get a couple more of those, and you're right in the house there. Get in that red zone.
Running this 2-minute offense right now.
Yep.
Put Gluth in motion to hand off again to Smith, and Logan Smith falls forward for a yard. Not much going on there. Scecina able to get in there and make a play. It was Travion Woods on the tackle.
Well, this is kind of one of those areas where you want to go quick, but you also, you know, if you don't get a first down, then all of a sudden you're going to give Scecina the ball back. So you got to make sure you go quick, but you got to make sure you get that first down.
Let that play clock run a little bit.
But you don't want to run out of clock on the 10-yard line either. So another
fumble. You got to pick it up, and there he goes. Man,
this one might be all the way to the house.
6 turnover. Tamir Woods just made the tackle, and he picks that up and takes it to the house. Definitely not what you want right before halftime for Pioneer.
No.
Trying to get some momentum going. This will be addressed, don't worry. Man, 6 turnovers in one half.
I don't know if they had 6 turnovers all last year.
Yeah.
I would really probably say they didn't. But, it's the reality of what it is right now. They're going to have to clean that up.
Mm-hmm. So 1:11 left here in the first half, and Scecina 12-0, looking to put a couple more on the board. And they're going to go for 2 here. So Ray under center. He's going to roll out looking to pass. Throws into the backfield, wide open for the 2-point conversion.
Nope. Yep. That'll make it 14-0 in favor of Scecina with 1:11 to go here in the first half.
I'm sitting here thinking, Steve, this is some uncharted territory from a long time.
Yeah.
For Pioneer, Really it is.
When's the last time they went into the half at down?
Last year, I believe they were down a couple games, but, it wasn't – not from 6 turnovers, though. I mean, you turned the ball.
They might have been down in the New Haven game because they came back, they were even up against – no, not New Haven, Chesterton. They were down and then came back, and then they were up against New Haven, and then New Haven came back and ended up winning that
one. One of the things last year, though, we're going to keep going back to this, you had your home run hitters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had Ezra or Die, and you knew, hey, if we need a big run, they're going to find a way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't need much room, and if they got on the outside, they were gone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you don't have that this year. You don't have that breakaway speed until Robinson gets back.
Mm-hmm.
And then to have that breakaway speed, you have to have the line blocking for him. And right now, the line's kind of filling things out. You can kind of tell they're not firing off the ball right now like you've seen in the past. So, I mean, it'll take a little time. You've got guys up there that haven't played much varsity, so. So Hill, Mersch, and Logan Smith will be back to fill this kickoff. So 1:11 left here in the first half. Alex Mendoza ready to kick.
Well, Caston's having themselves a first half.
Are they?
44-0 over West Central.
Caston's a team that the Smith kid, what's his name? Sam Smith. He is an animal.
Yeah.
The kid is a horse.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch him play basketball. He's just ripped head to toe. I mean, a big, strong kid, about 6 foot, probably 185, just all muscle. And he's gotten bigger and stronger in his 4 years at Caston. He's going to look to make it a great season over there.
Well, they're off to a good start.
Yeah.
West Central's not the strongest team on their schedule by any means, but they're still on their schedule. So,
speaking, I got to tell you the story here. My brother, we were working, and he goes to church with a kid that goes to West Central, and kid's a sophomore lineman, not real big or anything, and Coach kept harping on him, saying, man, you're going to have to go against a 6'5", 280-pound guy when you play the Comets. And he goes, you're going to have to really dig down and fight. So he's like, okay. Went back, told his mom, and she goes, well, I don't know what that means, but it sounds like you're going to have a tough game. He goes, pretty much I'm going to be going up against a way more athletic dad. Because the kid's dad's a big guy. And
yeah.
So he's going to have to go up against his dad, only way more athletic. Picked up 3 yards on that carry. So going down here, finish the half. Hill again, he dropped the ball in the backfield, but he makes something happen. And that was Smith on the carry, but it looked like Hill kind of fumbled it. Unless that was a direct snap, I couldn't quite see that. Well, Logan Smith is down, and that's not a good sign at all. You're hoping that's just a cramp, Steve. You don't want to see any kind of injury for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Or anyone in that case. Wouldn't matter if it was Scecina or Pioneer.
North Judson, this conference game, North Judson leading Culver Community 12-0 at the half.
Yep.
Up at Culver. Judson, another one of those teams that looks to be in the mix at the top of the conference.
Where's Rochester at tonight?
Rochester is at Southwood. I need to see if...
See, that's a Southwood team that I think are low in numbers this year. They've had some really good runs, and that's over in my territory.
Yeah, they're down. I think Val said they were only looking at about 25.
Isn't that's crazy?
Yeah.
It's not a big school. It's not a big school, but Southwood, you know, they have a reputation of doing some things, and I mean, they've had 3 or 4 years where they've done really well. Last year they pushed to make it to state, actually. So.
Yeah, and they did really well in all 3 sports, actually, over there last year.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Last update that I show on that one.
Well, they got Logan Smith up, and he's walking on his own, so that's a good sign.
Southwood leads Rochester 13-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Southwood's one of those TRC teams that Rochester and Valley that we cover.
Actually, here's a halftime score. Southwood 20, Rochester 6.
Okay. And I don't know what Rochester had coming back, really, but...
Well, they were very young last year.
Mm-hmm.
They went winless, but they were very young, and they had a rough start because the first 2 weeks of the season were canceled.
Yeah.
They didn't get their scrimmage, and they just got started, and, you know, it was just a rough year. But they got a lot of young kids coming back. They got a new coach, a lot of enthusiasm. Their numbers are good. They should have a good offensive and defensive line. So, you know, they'll win some games in the conference, but, you know, Southwood still, even with the graduation that they had from last year, they're still a good program.
Yeah. Coach Dave Snyder over there, he does it right over there. I mean, they spread it out a little bit, throw the ball, and let's see, Logan Sport's up 21-8 on Peru right now.
Are they?
Yep. Logan should have a good team this year. They won a sectional last year.
Yeah, first time since, what, 90?
Or 2002 or 3, I think.
Was it?
Yeah. But they've got some decent ball players up there for Coach Mike Johnson. I think he's in he'd be in his
6th year.
6th year, because if Adam's 6th year, he's 6th year.
He's in his 6th year, yeah.
Yeah.
I can do that math.
Yeah, good.
Even a Culver alum like me can do that. 17.9 to go.
Yeah, I see Pioneer just putting it on a knee here, maybe. Going in and regrouping at halftime.
There's no, it's not Staples. There's not an easy button that they can press at the halftime and make things different. But,
no.
You can't turn the ball over 5 times and, really still 14-0. That's with those number of turnovers.
Oh, there's a good run, though. That's a nice little run there by Lawat. Talaza. Gosh darn.
You'll get it by the end of the season.
Yeah. T.
I
call him Rylan. That one's easy. I say that about 1 million times a day. Timeout Pioneer, 11.8.
do this.
The Winning Edge is your local provider for all your sport and school athletic needs. From providing customizable sportswear to engraving trophies, The Winning Edge strives to help teams find their edge on the playing field. Call 574-223-6090 or visit their website at www.thewinningedgeathletics.com.
All right, back here at the pit, we are rounding out the first half, 11.8 seconds to go. Pioneer coming off of a timeout here. They have the ball 1st and 10 from their 40, looks like about 2-yard line. Steve Stricker here. John Hines got Madison and George and Carey down on the camera. And it's a warm one up here. We need to make a window in the back of this press box at halftime.
It wouldn't be hard to put an air conditioner in here.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to go up top. He's got a guy open, Bo Mersch, but he had 3 guys covering him.
Yeah.
Nice little pump fake by Caden Hill to the outside. Then he went up top on a little fade route, but just couldn't get it out in front of Mersch far enough. So it still leaves 6.8 on the clock before half.
2nd and 10.
Not a bad-looking ball thrown, but
let's get the update.
Just not enough under it. So Caden Hill will have everybody spread out on this play. Hill's going to keep it, makes a little run, and gets stopped right close to the first down marker. But that won't matter because it is the end of the half here at the pit. 14-0, Indianapolis Scecina Memorial Crusaders up on the Panthers. So we'll go to our halftime break. Watching Pioneer TV, brought to you by RTC TV4.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Jennings Insurance Agency in Argus and Rochester if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
Nutrien Ag Solutions is the world's largest company for crop inputs, with more than 1,000 global locations. Nutrien Ag Solutions strive to help growers achieve the highest yields with the most sustainable solutions possible. Stop by their local location just east of Fulton or call at 574-857-3555 or visit online at www.nutrienagsolutions.com to see how Nutrien can help you. Are you in need of a great insurance plan? Let Evans Agency help you with plans covering home, vehicle, life, business, farm, health, and senior insurance. With over 16 years of experience, Evans Agency will be sure to match you with the perfect plan. Visit them at www.evansagencyrochester.com or call today at 574-224-6988 for a free quote.
Timbercrest Senior Living Community in North Manchester offers services for all stages of life, including independent living, where you can maintain your independence, assisted living in an environment that will suit your individual needs, nursing and memory care for those in need of full-time care. Licensed professionals provide rehabilitation services, including physical and occupational therapy. Call to schedule a visit at Timbercrest, a place to call home.
Buying your first home can be a nerve-wracking experience, but with the help of our mortgage experts, you have no need to worry.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we enjoy working with first-time homebuyers in purchasing their first home. Our premier first-time homebuyer loan program includes no PMI and only as little as a 5% down payment is required.
Talk with one of our mortgage experts and let us help you purchase your first home.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best.
Back here at the pit, home of the Pioneer Panthers, where they're down 14-0 here at halftime to the Scecina Memorial High School Crusaders, a team that Pioneer had to pick up due to COVID protocols for the Lewis Cass Kings. That's who Pioneer was supposed to play tonight here at the pit. But John Bingaman, again, his second year he's had to do it. He's scrambled and found somebody to play Pioneer in the first game of the season. So Scecina made the trip down. And they're up 14-0 on Pioneer. Pioneer's struggling a little bit on the offensive end, turning the ball over. They've given the ball up six times, and it's led to 14 points for the Crusaders. Again, you're not going to be able to turn the ball over six times and have good results. Even though Pioneer's defense looked pretty good the first half for the most part, I think they're getting a little bit wore out, tired. It's super hot out there, and they're doing water breaks and everything for the guys, but kind of could tell that guys are starting to cramp up a little bit, not moving as quick, firing off the ball. So, Scecina really, they haven't been able to move the ball a whole lot on offense, honestly. They've had a couple big plays, and Pioneer's given them great field position, and that's what's given them their 14 points. A couple passes into the end zone by Aiden Ray, the quarterback for the Crusaders. I believe one was to Souls and the other one was to Jalen Long. But you can tell out here, Pioneer, Caden Hill, the sophomore quarterback, he's doing everything. I mean, he's taking the punt returns, he's taking kick returns, he's playing defense, he's at quarterback. He doesn't come off the field. And when you're an athlete like him here at Pioneer, you're not going to come off the field too often, other than maybe a timeout or the water breaks they're doing or the half breaks. So he's out there and he's doing what he can, but it's not the same. He's not used to, a different line out there, a little bit different line. You've got some newcomers, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take a little bit of time for Adam Berry and his coaching staff to find out how they mesh and how they play together. Again, you're losing Brock Robinson. He's not playing tonight. He would be your senior fullback, coming back with a 1,000-yard rusher. That would be nice to have tonight, but he's not in that lineup. Oscar Solano is another guy that should be on that offensive line. He's out. I'm not sure why he's out, but he's dressed in street clothes, so he's not playing either. So there's some pieces to the puzzle that are sitting on the sidelines that eventually is going to get out there and going to help Pioneer in this 2A class. Again, remember they moved up last year to 2A. Last year they made it all the way to semi-state, playing the Fort Wayne Lure Knights. Ended up 28-6, 28-7 at halftime. They were up big. A big injury to Tyler Gallmer. And then with Brock Robinson out, and then Wyatt Marshall also had an injury, so kind of had to limp through that second half a little bit, and still made a great game. Thing was, they just couldn't come up with not quite enough plays in that game for Pioneer. So we got about 9:25 left here before the end of half. Get the second half started. We'll go ahead and take another break here at the pit. Again, Pioneer down 14-0 at halftime. You're watching Pioneer TV, RTC TV4.
Ag Solutions is the world's largest company for crop inputs, with more than 1,000 global locations. Nutrien Ag Solutions strive to help growers achieve the highest yields with the most sustainable solutions possible. Stop by their local location just east of Fulton or call at 574-857-3555 or visit online at www.nutrienagsolutions.com to see how Nutrien can help you. Are you in need of a great insurance plan? Let Evans Agency help you with plans covering home, vehicle, life, business, farm, health, and senior insurance. With over 16 years of experience, Evans Agency will be sure to match you with the perfect plan. Visit them at www.evansagencyrochester.com or call today at 574-224-6988 for a free quote.
Timbercrest Senior Living Community in North Manchester offers services for all stages of life, including independent living, where you can maintain your independence, assisted living in an environment that will suit your individual needs, nursing and memory care for those in need of full-time care. Licensed professionals provide rehabilitation services, including physical and occupational therapy. Call to schedule a visit at Timbercrest, a place to call home.
Simplify your banking with a Simply Free checking account from First Federal Savings Bank.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we appreciate your referrals. Refer your friend to open a Simply Free checking account.
When your friend opens a checking account, you both can receive a free gift.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Simply Free checking from First Federal Savings Bank, a simpler way to bank.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Jennings Insurance Agency in Argus and Rochester if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
The Winning Edge is your local provider for all your sport and school athletic needs. From providing customizable sportswear to engraving trophies, The Winning Edge strives to help teams find their edge on the playing field. Call 574-223-6090 or visit their website at www.thewinningedgeathletics.com.
RTC Fiber Communications knows the internet is evolving, taking new twists and turns. As we add our input, make our choices, and follow the light that connects us all. It's quite a journey, one to experience with the fastest speeds available. Contact RTC Fiber Communications. Connect to the internet speed that suits your journey, and enjoy the ride.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Jennings Insurance Agency in Argus and Rochester if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
Community State Bank has maintained a tradition of service since opening our doors in May of 1930. For the past 90 years, we've been dedicated to developing personal relationships in all the communities we serve. Offering both personal and business accounts, Community State Bank is your local friend and neighbor. Stop by any of our local offices to set up your accounts today, online at csbnetbank.com. Looking for the right paint to finish your project? Inyard's True Value has you covered. Introducing their new updated paint color carousel with a wide assortment of paint samples to choose from. So grab a brush and stop by today to see how Inyard's True Value can help you with even the smallest of projects. Call 574-223-4920 or visit www.truevaluecompany.com.
Back here with about 3:20 left here before teams get back out for halftime. Pioneer down 14-0 to the Crusaders of Indianapolis Scecina Memorial. I'm John Hines, Steve Stricker on the call here for RTC TV4, brought to you by Pioneer TV. Pioneer TV, again, new audio video club, or class actually now. So got some nice equipment here, and they're doing a great job of keeping us in check. Trying to find some other scores here tonight from around the area. You know, Logansport was up 21-8 over Peru Tigers. One of the longest running rivalry games in the state of Indiana for football, high school football. Some of the highlights from tonight's game here in the first half: Logan Smith ran the ball well when he's gotten it. Caden Hill has ran pretty decent. Just not doing a whole lot on the ground, though. And with 6 turnovers, it's going to be hard to, you know, that's hard to handle. 6 turnovers, you struggle a little bit. And the Pioneers done a good job defensively. They've only given up a couple big plays to Scecina, a couple pass plays, got them in the end zone. But the thing was, Pioneer gave them such great field position. You push them back about 60 yards, and those plays don't go for what they do. But that's going to be a key thing for Pioneer, to keep them out of the end zone, keep them out of their territory this second half. Pioneer about ready to get on the field again here at halftime.
All right, welcome back here to the pit. We're getting set to go second half. Sorry I missed your halftime analysis. How was that?
I don't know what I said.
Okay. We were...
Does anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, she can relay the message.
Well, we were switching around the camera a little bit. We're going to try an east side end zone shot for the second half, at least until it starts pouring. It looks
oh yeah, gee whiz,
a little dark there to the west. Hopefully it'll skip over us.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. Well, they'll have to obviously make some adjustments at halftime. Hopefully ball possession, you know, that's going to be the first thing they're going to have to do better this half.
Yeah. Ball possession, you know, being able to, you know, with Scecina, Pioneer's defense looked really good.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with the defense. The run game for Scecina was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said during this halftime, they've scored on 2 big plays, 2 pass plays, and that was because Pioneer gave them the ball at the 20-yard line. And
yeah, you can't give them the ball at that
no.
deep and expect to stop them. I mean, they really did a nice job because they gave it to them. You know, the one time they gave it to them at 35 and they didn't get a first down.
Yeah.
But you just keep doing it, and
mm-hmm.
eventually you're going to pay the price, and they did.
Put 3 minutes. But yeah, you know, Scecina's going to get the ball here to start the second half. So Pioneer will be right back on the defensive end. See how they do.
3 minutes. I didn't go that time, so.
See Scecina out there getting warmed up for the second half.
Not going to take a lot.
No.
Just walk outside and you're going to get warmed up. Again, I want to thank my wife, Carrie, down there on the end zone camera. She's doing a great job. George has nailed it, done a great job there in the first half. And Madison, I think, is getting the hang of it. She's got a lot going on. So
yeah.
No thanking me? Wow.
Doing a good job.
The hardest part of it is remembering to hit update and starting us off in the clock.
Yep. Changing cameras, hitting replays. There's a lot going on there, but I'd rather have a lot going on than be bored, I guess.
Yeah. So again, Pioneer will kick off. It's the first time we get to see Pioneer's kicker, and it's going to be Dylan Odom, the senior. Again, I believe this is his first year of playing football. Last year you had Adai Llewellyn kicking off, doing all the kickoff duties. Oscar Solano did a little bit here and there, but so we'll see what Pioneer can do here in the second half.
Getting a lot of people giving you updates on glad you're back, John.
Oh, just one.
It's just one. Well,
nobody cares.
At least somebody's listening.
Yeah.
If you're a Pioneer fan and you have Roku, go to RTC TV4 Sports on your Roku, and we also have an app, the same app, RTC TV4 Sports, on Android and Apple as well. But I love it on my Roku
Me
TV.
too.
That's everything I have at home is on Roku, and it's just, you can pull up anything that we do from any of our schools.
Yep.
And it's a nice, clear picture, and looks really good.
I did it to watch some volleyball.
Yeah. A couple volleyball matches. We did a soccer game last night for Rochester and Caston. So we're trying to keep the variety going.
It's a short kick. It's returned there.
Boy, they still ain't got him down.
Man, he's got to wrap up. He's picked up to the 40. It's a nice run there by Dave Mendez.
Got about 10 yards after contact there.
Yeah,
just kind of kept bouncing off of folks.
I'm interested. Oh, yeah, Logan Smith's back out there. I was hoping he'd be ready to roll.
So good field position here to start the second half for Scecina, starting off at their own 40.
Got a freshman out there for Pioneer, that number 1, Eli Nickel, defensive back. Sounds like Coach Adam Berry likes a lot of things about him, an athletic kid.
Good pressure again.
Oh, and he's just going to slide down. Wow.
Yeah, they should be right at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
They're giving him a pretty generous spot, really, because he started to slide behind the 40.
So maybe not even a yard there. Good pressure by Pioneer, but Aiden Ray is able to get away, but not getting anything out of it, really.
They're going to say 2nd and 9, so they're going to give him a yard, even though it was about 3/4 of a yard.
Ramsey is going to take the handoff, and, man, he runs with a purpose this time. He is running hard. Pioneer trying to strip it, and that'll be a first down for Fitz Ramsey. Easily his biggest run of the night for the Crusaders. Man, he ran hard that time. Took the handoff and just blasted.
Eli Miller got a good initial hit on him, but Ramsey won that battle and got another 5 yards after contact on that.
Well, Ramsey hadn't done anything really in that first half, and just that run alone, man, he looked like he was ready to play the second half.
I think you're going to want to make sure and hit him a little lower. He hit him pretty high, and Miller kind of bounced off of him.
It's time they're going to hand it off to Mendez, and Mendez fires through that hole and picks up big yardage, just shy of a first down. So look out. Crusaders starting to move the ball on the ground. A 9-yard gain. We're bringing in 64, Aiden Lau, the senior nose tackle. And Ray under center. He's going to hand off quickly to Fitz Ramsey, and he just bowls over Nickel. But at first down again, boy, Pioneer better tighten up the bootstraps now.
Yeah, too much room there around that end. Snurple was coming down, but he was able to get past him, and there wasn't really much there in that secondary. He made it really to the third level before they got him down. Quickly down now to almost into the red zone.
It's time to hand off to Mendez, and it's a little bit better. Pioneer doing a good job there. Derek LeGrand coming off the bottom of that pile along with his brother Cody. So 2nd and 10 for Scecina. 9:15 here in the third quarter to go.
Looks like it's on the 24.
Ray drops back. He's looking to pass. He's got some pressure. There you go, Pioneer Panthers. Who else but Derek LeGrand, along with Logan Smith, your two senior defensive stalwarts, getting to the backfield in a hurry. A 10-yard loss. So it'll be a 3rd and 20 for the Crusaders. See how Pioneer plays this play. And they've got the 4 wide. Fitz Ramsey was leading. There's a deep pass. And that's going to be broken up. Nice coverage there. Who's that? Bo Mersch. Bo Mersch on the play there in the end zone.
Boy, that was a really close play, as deep as that was.
Yeah.
With 2 Pioneer defenders there, they still almost were able to pull that in.
Well, you're going 6'4" wide receiver. And Bo Mersch is 6'1", so not too bad, but still, I mean, they're going to go for it here on 4th and 20. Fitz Ramsey in the backfield, Aiden Ray. Takes a snap. He's looking, he'll just swing it over to Fitz Ramsey, almost dropped the ball. That's going to be there you go. Good call by the referee. It's a block in the back. So that'll be Pioneer's ball, though. I'm sure they'll
decline that.
And get the ball back. So the defense, Ben, doesn't break. Good job. Good job.
It looked like Scecina was just going to march down and punch one in, and
it did.
The defense stepped up and moved them backwards. So it'll be Panther ball 1st and 10 on their 28-yard line.
Caden Hill will get things going here in the second half. He's got Bo Mersch out there. He's got Schnurple in the backfield. Talaza at a wing. He goes in motion. The handoff to Schnurple, and he pounds forward. Man, he picks up about 9 yards on that carry, just straight up the gut.
Well, here's the point of we've seen him have a couple of nice runs, but we've not seen him be able to sustain a drive, So let's see if they can maybe build on that first down run and get some momentum going here. Still a lot of time here. If they can punch one in the end zone, they're right back in this game.
So here we go. Caden Hill under center. Still getting the play from Adam Berry. Tolosa in motion. He's going to take the handoff, come around that right side, cuts back inside, and stays on his feet, squeezes forward, picks up that first down. Nice job by Rylan Tolosa, the sophomore.
That was a nice piece of running there. He was patient, followed his block, nice cutback, and gets a big first down and gives the Panthers some momentum here.
See, sometimes, you're going to that boundary, that short side of the field, and you just stretch it too much, and he was able to cut it back right at the right time to pick up that first down. 7 minutes left here in the third. Scecina up 14-0. Pioneer looking to put some points on the board. Motion again. It's a handoff to Schnurple, and he rolls himself forward, picking up about 4 yards.
Nothing to be ashamed of there on first down. Nice gain.
Oh, you'll take it. 4 yards. I mean,
moving the sticks forward.
That's the way Pioneer's going to do it this year, I think. I mean, they're going to have to just kind of grind it. Those offensive linemen are just going to have to enforce their will. Another handoff to Schnurple. This time he gets popped. He might have picked up a yard or two on that play.
Again, though, positive yards. So it's putting them in a third down and about 4, maybe 3.
Is that LeGrand? Derek LeGrand?
Yep.
Yep.
Got some cramping.
It's expected tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so humid and hot.
I'm cramping. I need a timeout.
We haven't sat down, really.
No. Well, I got my head out the window. I'm trying to catch a breeze.
Like a dog driving in the truck.
Why don't you go ahead and we'll take a quick break here while they work on Derek. Be back here in just a moment on Pioneer TV.
Federal Savings Bank can help remodel your home, consolidate debt, or even provide some spending cash with our home equity line of credit. Our standard home equity line of credit allows you to draw funds for up to 10 years and has no closing costs for qualified customers. Take advantage of this great opportunity. Contact one of our loan experts or apply online at firstfederalbanking.com.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best.
Freezing. No.
Welcome back.
A few months.
LeGrand is up and walking off. He was just cramping up a little bit there. So
walking better than he was before.
Yeah, get him some fluids and get him back out there. So this is going to be a big play here. Third down and about 4 to go for the Panthers. Right at the 50-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
No, you still say reset. 25. That's what they did before when they said no. I started out with 40 and then they said reset.
Hill under center. He puts Logan Smith in motion this time, and Hill kind of fumbled the ball a little bit. He's got to get upfield. He's not going to get up there where he needs to be. He's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Might have even lost a yard there. Well, Coach Berry, what do you do? 4th down and 4 from the 50. Actually, 4th down and 4 from the 49.
Yeah.
You play the field position. Your defense has been playing solid.
I think. Well, it looks like he's going to run something. Now they're going to put all kinds of people in motion. They're going to get a timeout here because they don't like what they see.
All right, so we have a Pioneer timeout with 5:05 to go. We'll take a break. Come back here from the pit in just a moment.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we have many valuable services for you.
We offer a variety of deposit products such as personal and business accounts.
We pride ourselves in being one of the top mortgage lenders in Indiana.
We offer commercial loans and business checking accounts for all your business banking needs.
Through LPL Financial, our financial services department is here to help you with your financial planning needs.
Come see us today and see how our family can help your family.
All right, we are back here at the pit with the Panthers calling a timeout. It's going to be a 4th down and 4, 5:05 to go here in the third quarter. Scecina leads 14-0. Some updates around the area. Culver still trailing North Judson 12-0 in the, what quarter are they in? Fourth quarter.
Yeah, probably started at 7.
Yeah, fourth quarter there. Caston is all over West Central 44-6. So Comets looking good tonight.
So here we go, 4th down, 4th and 4. Hill under center, nobody in the backfield. He puts Logan Smith in motion, rolls out, looking to pass, lobs it up top, and Logan Smith!
Wow! Replay that one.
Logan Smith with the circus grab concentration. He had a guy draped all over him.
Yep. We'll look at multiple angles.
What a big play, man.
Hit the. Let's see it from the back of the end zone. And
hard to
catch that one. Yeah. Let's take a look at the angle from up here.
So Hill in the gun formation. Smith in motion. Hill's going to keep it and gets rolled up. Nice tackle there. Nothing going for Caden Hill. Tackle was Adam Young on the for Scecina. 2-yard loss on that play. So 2nd and 12, 4:57.
Looking for the ball on stuff.
Second and 12, Caden Hill under center. Gives a quick handoff to Peyton Schnurple, and Schnurple bangs forward. He'll get about 4 on the carry. They're going to say 3 on there.
Where's the ball at? 42, 37.
And we'll play that next time.
And it's down
between the next.
So 3rd and 9, 4:07 here in the third quarter. Pioneer looking to strike. Hill puts Smith in motion, drops back. Hill looking, he gets swallowed up. Man, nobody had a body on number 13, Tamir Woods. He's already picked up a fumble and went to the
4th down.
So 4th down for Pioneers. It'll be 4th and 9. And I think you have to go for it here. If you went for it already once, you might as well go for it again here and see what you can come up with. You got Toloza out wide along with Bo Mersch. Caden Hill under center. You got Schnurple flanked out here as well. Oh, the ball's, it was like Caden Hill wasn't ready for that at all. That ball was snapped and Hill wasn't ready. So it's going to turn over on possessions. It'll be Scecina's ball.
So Scecina will take over on the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. That was probably the most promising Panther drive there. They sustained that one pretty well, but just seemed like they kind of run out of positive plays there.
Well, now you got to go back to that defense and hope they can hold. It's a run by Ramsey. Ramsey picks up about 2 yards on that play. You see, that was Mendez, not Ramsey. It's pitched to Ramsey. Oh, nice job by Pioneer. He thought he had a hole up there in the off that tackle, and nothing was there. It was a big hit. That was Derek LeGrand filling the hole.
Man, he came in there like a rocket and filled that hole.
Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 here for the Crusaders. A big play for the Panthers.
Every 3rd down's a big play, it seems like. There's a handoff to Ramsey, and he gets handled by the Panther defensive front. Logan Smith. Trying to see who else jumps up off there. That was a Miller. I just can't figure out which one to see. 67 is Owen Miller. Owen Miller.
Yep. Didn't even make it back to the original line of scrimmage on that. That was a great job there. They just swallowed him up. Hill back to receive the punt. 4th and 7. 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd.
Nice punt. Oh, Hill drops it. And Scecina's going to recover. There's number 7, Steve. 7 turnovers. Well, that gives Scecina great field position again. On 28-yard line. He's knocking on the door again. I could see him trying to go over the top one more time.
Quick shot right out of it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to run the option to Ramsey, and he slips through that tackle. Gloof had a beat on him, but couldn't get him stopped. So he picks up 8 yards on the carry. This Ramsey.
Sweet's a little slow getting up and kind of hobbling back to the defensive line.
There's a couple of them.
You got to give the defense. I mean, geez, they've played great with the number of turnovers that they've been forced to play short fields on.
Yep. Well, they got a big boy back there in the backfield now, number 31. That is Travion Woods, and he's just going to bowl his way forward. Pretty sure he's got that first down. He didn't stop till he picked it up. So Woods gets it.
Going to be right on the 15-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, I got 37 seconds till the end of the 3rd quarter. Moved right along. So Travion Woods in that backfield again. Aiden Ray under center. He's got 4 wide. Takes a snap, hands off to Woods, and he bowls forward. Stays on his feet, keeps getting pushed. And he's close to a first down.
Going to be a little short, I think. He's going to be about the 7-yard line. Let's go probably be a 2nd and 2.
But not before the fourth quarter gets going.
So we're going to switch sides. It's still 14-0 after 3 here at the pit. We'll take a break. Come back with fourth quarter action from Pioneer High School in just a moment on Pioneer TV.
TV4 is proud to present the RTC TV4 Sports app. Now you can watch your favorite games and events from our local school partners live and on demand through your smart devices. And best of all, it's free. There's no cost to download or to watch. Just search RTC TV4 Sports on the Google Play Store, App Store, or on Roku, and download now to start watching the local coverage you enjoy.
And back here at Pioneer High School as we move into the fourth quarter, and the Pioneer defense has been playing out of their minds here tonight. Unfortunately, they've had to deal with a lot of short fields from the Scecina Crusaders off of Pioneer turnovers. 7 turnovers in the game for the Panthers, so they're going to have to clean that up before next week when they go up to Winamac. That's going to be, you do 7 turnovers against Winamac, and they're going to make you pay for it.
Yeah, forget that. It'll be lights out real quick.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 2nd and 3 at the 9-yard line coming out of the quarter break. Well, John, at the halftime, I almost had Carrie pull her camera because it looked like it was getting ready to storm, but it looks like maybe missed this.
Yeah,
I don't see really too much going on out there, but it looked a little dark to the west, but Mr. Brooks said his radar wasn't showing anything, so I kind of stuck with it.
It's a handoff to Fitz Ramsey, and he gets close to the end zone there, about the 2-yard line.
Nice look there from the end zone cam.
So it'll be 1st and goal for Scecina.
Where's the big huddle camera at? Don't they normally put a big end zone camera up? Great big tripod in there.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah. Normally Jeremy and Rochelle kind of run that,
yeah.
But maybe with Noah moving on, they didn't.
Bangs it forward, touchdown, Travion Woods, and somebody just got rolled over. Saw a Pioneer guy go flying. But either way, it's Scecina up 16-0 on that touchdown run, a little 3-yard run by Travion Woods. So moral of the story, Steve, tonight, right now, is give somebody great field position. They're going to take advantage of it more than likely.
Yeah, you can't
do that.
You can't do it that many times, and really, I got to give, like I said, the Pioneer defense a lot of credit for it only being 21 right now.
Well, they've been on their heels all night long when it comes to having to fight. You know, keep Scecina out of the end zone, and they've done a great job. They really have, and you know they're getting tired. I mean, they were tired in that first quarter. So, looks like you're going to try the PAT. The first one they attempted, it was a botched snap, and nothing came of it. We'll see what this comes about. Mendoza, their main kicker, is set to boot it. It's a low snap, and that one will be good. So 21-0 here at the pit. Crusaders up on Pioneer. 11:34 left. We'll take a break, come back for the Pioneer returning the kickoff here on Pioneer TV, brought to you RTC TV4.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we have many valuable services for you.
We offer a variety of deposit products such as personal and business accounts.
We pride ourselves in being one of the top mortgage lenders in Indiana.
We offer commercial loans and business checking accounts for all your business banking needs.
Through LPL Financial, our financial services department is here to help you with your financial planning needs.
Come see us today and see how our family...
Welcome back here to the pit. Just underway, 11:34 to go in the fourth quarter, 21-0 in favor of Scecina. Got 7 minutes left to go in Southwood. The Southwood Knights lead Rochester 45-18. So they're opening up that one a little bit. Looks like Tippecanoe Valley opened up their season with a win here. I don't see the score, but I see it's 300th win for the, I would assume 300th win for the school.
Nice.
Been around since, I think, 78, 77, somewhere in that.
For a while.
Yeah.
Did they win state back?
Their second year.
Second year?
Second year of playing. 1979 Class A state champions.
So he'll pick up and take the run, and he gets almost to the 30.
42-7 over Wawasee, so a convincing win.
Now Hill's down. And that doesn't look like a cramp. That looks like he got hit pretty good.
All right, let's take a break, Madison. We'll be back in a minute.
Crest Senior Living Community in North Manchester offers services for all stages of life, including independent living, where you can maintain your independence, assisted living in an environment that will suit your individual needs, nursing and memory care for those in need of full-time care, licensed professional.
All right, back here at Pioneer High School, and they're working on Caden Hill there. He's still down on the turf. Hopefully everything's okay.
He kind of got sandwiched on that tackle, and he just got the wind knocked out of him or something a little more severe. But this is a Pioneer team that doesn't have a whole lot of depth either, really. I mean, you already have Robinson down, not playing tonight. Then Oscar Solano not playing. Saw Caleb Sweet over here on the sideline. He didn't play that last couple plays. So see, the backup would be Brian Gluth, it looks like. He's taking the snaps over there, number 7. He's sitting up at least.
I'll take a look around the scores here while we're waiting. Culver's down 19-0. They got Caden up on his feet.
And that doesn't look good.
Going to help him off, so I don't know if that's a... Boy, not sure there. He looks to be in some pain there.
Yeah, he does. Mm-hmm.
Maybe took a shot to the ribs.
Yeah, it looks like it's where he's holding that left side down there on the ribs. So
yeah,
Brian Gluth will be your new quarterback for the Panthers. Gluth, a junior, 5'5", 132-pound quarterback. We'll see if he can move the offense. You're not going to have that option as much now with Gluth in there. You're going to be handing off a lot more. Looks like Caleb Sweet's ready to go back in on the next play. He's throwing his helmet back on, so that's good news. So in the backfield, you've got Schnurple at the fullback position, Logan Smith at a wing, and Toloza goes in motion. The handoff goes to Schnurple. Nice run by Peyton Schnurple. It's a good, hard run there. 5 yards, maybe 6. So good job by the Panthers pushing that line. So 2nd and 4 with just over 11 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Gluth up under center. And Schnurple with the ball, but not much there, maybe a yard. One thing about Gluth, he's got a little more pep in his step than Hill did. I mean, granted, he hasn't been out there the whole time, I don't believe, but watch this power play. They move Smith back there in the backfield along with Schnurple. Nice play, good run there. That's Toloza, and he picks up the first down. A good hard run by Rylan Toloza.
That's probably the best run of the evening. That was a nice hard run.
A little counter play, and it caught Scecina off guard, and a good job by that good block out there, kick out block to open that hole.
Found the hole and went straight north and south. I guess here it's east and west, but typically it's a north and south term. But once he found the hole, he just shot right through it. I mean, the speed was, he put it in overdrive in a hurry.
Yeah. Snap, the handoff again. This is to Schnurple, and he might have picked up 2 yards on the play before he's pushed backwards.
Yeah, looks like about,
All right, now Gluth is running the offense pretty tight. Doesn't look too bad. Time he hands off to Logan Smith. He's looking for a lane, and he stays on his feet, keeps running hard. He'll pick up maybe 2 yards, but it looked like he picked up about 10 on the run.
Just short of the 50-yard line, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6.
So just shy of the 50. 8:35 left here in the fourth. And Brian Gluth, the junior, playing quarterback right now. Hill's out. The snap, the handoff, nice run there. A good hard run. Rylan Toloza, but they're going to say the ball was on the ground. The ball was on the ground, but we've got Panthers on the ground as well.
So they're going to say he was down.
Yep.
Oh. Big break there for the Panthers.
Yeah, very big break. That was going to be 8th turnover. Nice run again by sophomore Rylan Toloza.
He's showing us something here tonight.
Yes, he is.
You know, it's a nice piece to the puzzle. You get Brock back in the backfield with Toloza. It's going to be a nice little combination there.
That time he couldn't get loose.
Nothing going out.
No. Adam Young on that tackle for the Crusaders.
Might have lost 2. Maybe 3. 2nd and 13.
Boy, this isn't a good sign for Pioneer. Caden Hill, they brought the gator up here. That's not right.
Yeah, hopefully everything turns out okay for Caden.
Oh, there's the fumble, but Pioneer's able to recover. Glute jumped up on that ball, but
well, they had a nice drive going, but they've went backwards the last two plays.
Yeah.
And it's a third down, and they're behind the sticks. About 13. They're going to call it 12, but it looks like 13 to me.
Hearing that clap, and that's Caden Hill getting carted off. Close in motion. Gluth with it. He doesn't know where to go with that one. Somebody didn't do the right thing. I think he was looking for somebody to come back on that counter, and nobody was there, so he had to keep it and just make the best of it. So, again, Pioneer moves backwards. So 4th and 15 for the Panthers. So Dylan Odom will come on to punt this thing away.
Moves them all the way back onto their side of the 50. So promising drive stalls out and moves backwards, actually, for the Panthers here. Under 6 to go in the game.
Oh, it's a bad snap. Odom will just jump on it. We got a flag on the play.
Well, we can hope maybe it's a Scecina penalty.
Yeah.
At least they can attempt another kick.
It doesn't look like it.
Ball start on Pioneer. So
and that was because of that snap, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, again, they're going to have very good field position here on Pioneer's 35-yard line to start things off.
So Indianapolis Scecina with the ball right here on the 35-yard line. They're looking to put another one on the board. Ray will take the snap, handoff. Oh, nice tackle there by Peyton Schnurple in the backfield. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage there. So 2nd and 10 for Scecina, and they don't have to be in any kind of hurry whatsoever. They've got a 21-point lead and 5 minutes left here in the 4th. The snap, the handoff, and that's going to go to the big guy, Travion Woods, and he's still chucking forward. And he's just shy of a first down, and we got a little scrimmage or something going on down there on the field. Flags fly. I think originally a flag might have been thrown on the Crusaders. Yep. So unsportsmanlike conduct. So that'll move them back. Yep. So Indianapolis Scecina will have the ball there on the 46. Second and 21 now for the Crusaders of Indianapolis Scecina Memorial. It was a good run by Woods, just got negated by a silly play. Ray takes a snap. He's dropping back. He's going to look to pass. He throws it. A nice catch there by Woods. A few yards back. Good tackle by Rylan Toloza.
Good defense again there. Pioneer, can't fault their defense.
Not at all. It's about 3rd and 15 now for the Crusaders. Ray takes the ball. He's going to snap. Goes back to Woods, and there it is. Yep, you saw that one coming big time.
Penalty.
Yep. Schmel was coming in there and got hit in the back, so that'll move him back even further. So Scecina going the wrong way now. So 3:22 left here in the game. Pioneer down 21-0. Gonna walk it back to the 50.
Well, Pioneers' Week 2 opponent, Winamac, has defeated Knox 35-14. So it's going to be especially interesting Week 2.
It's going to be a very interesting week if you don't get Caden Hill back in this lineup.
Yeah.
Even though he's a sophomore, he's still pretty much your leader out there.
Judson beats Culver 19-0.
It's a big hole. Fitz Ramsey just keeps rolling. That was a great run by Fitz Ramsey. He ran with a purpose there.
They're not only going to need Hill, but they're going to need Brock as well. I mean, it's going to be.
And I'm not sure when Robinson will be back.
Well, it was day to day. I
Okay.
mean, kind of week to week. I don't think it was a long-term thing.
Okay.
I think he was just not ready for tonight. So I'm hoping maybe he'll be ready for next week. But
they're going to need him. So now 4th and 10, they'll go for it, of course. Drop back, there's a handoff in a wide open space. Fitz Ramsey off to the races, and he's going to get escorted out of bounds, but not before he gets to about the 8-yard line. Big run by Fitz Ramsey. We kind of over pursued there, and that opened up that hole.
Hey, good job there. Kerry caught that. Nice job there on the end zone. Coming at you. You know, Madison, when we come back here for the next home game, you're not gonna have quite as much going on. You'll have one camera and one replay to worry about, and you'll have two Hineses though.
I don't know if Casey's going to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was all excited about the Hines and Hines show.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah?
He's got a lot on his plate.
It's only a couple hours on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you will have something else to do, Madison. Hey. You can do color commentary.
Commentary. How fun.
Scecina will have the ball on the 8-yard line, looking to put another score on the board here. Already up 21-0. Just a shake over 2 minutes left here in the game. Aiden Ray, the quarterback, sits behind his center. It's a snap. It's going to get handed off to Fitz Ramsey, and he waltzes right into the end zone from about 8-9 yards out. So tack another one on for Scecina. 27-0. Now at just under 2 minutes. So Pioneers defense looked pretty good there for about almost 3 quarters, really. And then you just kind of, when you keep giving opportunities.
Yeah, you can't give short field after short field after short field and expect them to hold like
No.
I still commend them for what they were able to do because of 6 turnovers and able to continually shut them down for the most part until late in the game. And I think they held them scoreless in the third quarter, and they've just scored 2 touchdowns here in the fourth, and to go with their 2 they had there in the first half. The one thing that obviously you're not going to go through many games and have 6 turnovers. That's going to clean itself up.
Yeah.
But the fact that they have not been able to sustain a drive, that's got to be concerning for Coach Barry.
Exactly.
That's not something you can just say, well, that'll kind of work its way out. I mean, it's a little concerning.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you don't have, you've had a couple decent runs, but nothing to shout home about, really. I mean, there's not anything that has stood out on the offense tonight, I guess.
Well, and even when they were able to make a few positive plays and get a couple first downs, and then the next thing you know, they turned over, they start moving backwards.
Yep.
And that last drive, they ended up clear back on their own side of the 50 again once they had gotten into pretty good position.
So this is Eli Nickel, the freshman back there, taking the kick return. Makes a nice move. There's a good little run by Eli Nickel.
Yeah, it took a pile of Crusaders to get him down.
He did.
A little scary there at the beginning. Didn't look like he was going to field it very clean.
Yeah.
But
give him a little confidence there.
Yeah. That saying, next man up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a sophomore. I mean, you're going to have to step up and perform. And so there's some positives to take away from this for sure.
Yep. And it looks like most of the starters are going to be out for this short series here.
Got just a little under 2 minutes to go here in the ball game, 27-0.
Trying to get who that fullback is. Nickel with the ball, and he gets plastered. Wow. Tamir Woods with that tackle, and trying to see who else and they got a timeout by Scecina, so I'm trying to pick up here. Colton Vale for Pioneers in there, a freshman.
All right. You want to take a break?
Ag Solutions is the world's largest company for crop inputs, with more than 1,000 global locations. Nutrien Ag Solutions strive to help growers achieve the highest yields with the most sustainable solutions possible. Stop by their local location just east of Fulton or call at 574-857-3555 or visit online at www.nutrienagsolutions.com to see how Nutrien can help you.
All right, back here at the pit, out of the Scecina timeout, minute 29 to go in the ball game. 28. 28-0, sorry.
So you have Eli Nickel, the quarterback. That's Braden Allen at the fullback position back there. I think he's just going to put it on a knee, honestly. And that handoff was to number 21, and that was Colton Vale. You don't ever want your running back to run over that, get wide like that, and then duck his shoulder down like, don't hit me. Picked a couple yards up, though, on the run.
I give him a lot of credit. 5'2", 102 pounds out there competing with some big boys.
Yeah, that's not very big. Nickel rolling out. It's a nice little run there by Eli Nickel. That should be the last play of this game. As the clock ticks down. So Pioneer goes down. His first game against Indianapolis Scecina Memorial Crusaders, 28-0. Got some things to work on, Steve.
Yeah. Go to the period up here and then scroll down. Should be the final. Yep. Roll your.
So the Panthers will travel to Winamac next week. Play the Warriors up there at Battle Bush Field. And like we talked about earlier, Winamac is a team that has 20 seniors coming off a sectional title, coached under the Hall of Famer John Hendricks. So it doesn't get any easier for Pioneer, that's for sure.
No, and they're coming off of a big win here tonight, opening up their season against Knox with a 35-14 win. So they're looking to make some noise, give the Panthers that first L in the conference. So, we'll see what Pioneer can do. It's going to, a lot of it's going to depend on health, right?
Exactly.
Where are they at, and who's healthy, and what can they do in the 6 days between now and next Friday?
Well, it sure didn't look good with Caden Hill getting carted off. I'm pretty sure he probably did something to a rib. He was holding his side pretty well. Then, of course, you got Brock Robinson pretty much day-to-day with that ankle injury. And those are your two guys that you were relying on this year coming into the 2021 season. I mean, those were the two guys that had some experience in that backfield at least. And you might not have either of them next week. You never know.
Well, let's take a little break here, and I don't know if Coach Barry will head up this way or not, but he generally tries to make his way up here to the box. We'll take a quick break and see if we can see him heading this way, and we'll either come back with an interview with Coach Barry or we'll wrap things up when we get back here in just a moment.
The Winning Edge is your local provider for all your sport and school athletic needs. From providing customizable sportswear to engraving trophies, The Winning Edge strives to help teams find their edge on the playing field. Call 574-223-6090 or visit their website at www.thewinningedgeathletics.com.
RTC Fiber Communications knows the internet is evolving, taking new twists and turns. As we add our input, make our choices, and follow the light that connects us all. It's quite a journey, one to experience with the fastest speeds available. Contact RTC Fiber Communications. Connect to the internet speed that suits your journey and enjoy the ride.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Jennings Insurance Agency in Argus and Rochester if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we have many valuable services for you.
We offer a variety of deposit products such as personal and business accounts.
We pride ourselves in being one of the top mortgage lenders in Indiana.
We offer commercial loans and business checking accounts for all your business banking needs.
Through LPL Financial, our financial services department is here to help you with your financial planning needs.
Come see us today and see how our family can help your family.
Looking for the right paint to finish your project?
All right, back here at Pioneer High School, and the final score, the Indianapolis Memorial Scecina Crusaders win over the Panthers 28-0 in the opener of the 2021 season. So the Panthers will take an 0-1 record up US 35 next Friday to take on the 1-0 Winamac Warriors, winners of their opener tonight at Knox 35-14. Culver lost in their home opener 19-0 to Judson. So Judson remains unbeaten in conference play as well. And Caston picks up a big win, 52-6 over West Central. And we knew that West Central wasn't the best team on their schedule, but that's an impressive win, John.
Yeah, it is, and especially for a Caston team that last year they had pretty good, they didn't look too bad. They had some nice games where they put up some points, and it's been few and far between in the last 5-6 years for Caston to do that. And this year I think they're looking for a lot of things out of Sam Smith, and they've got kind of two quarterbacks with Schaefer and the Hickle boy, a big athletic kid that they're going to use back there too. So, Caston's a team that you can't overlook right now, I don't think. I think they've got the weapons. They've got some size, and so it's a team that you can't overlook in the HNAC. There's a lot of teams you can't overlook right now.
They got you first. Coach Barry up here. We'll looks like he's going to sit down with us for a minute. So we'll take a quick break here again, and we'll come back as he's talking to the radio guys, and we'll get an interview with Coach Barry, and be right back.
The Winning Edge is your local provider for all your sport and school athletic needs. From providing customizable sportswear to engraving trophies, The Winning Edge strives to help teams find their edge on the playing field. Call 574-223-6090 888-646-6090 or visit their website at www.thewinningedgeathletics.com.
RTC Fiber Communications knows the internet is evolving, taking new twists and turns. As we add our input, make our choices, and follow the light that connects us all. It's quite a journey, one to experience with the fastest speeds available. Contact RTC Fiber Communications. Connect to the internet speed that suits your journey and enjoy the ride.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
All right, we stole him away from the radio. They were on break, so Coach Barry joins us up here in the booth. There's some good things to take away from this game. Obviously, 6 turnovers. You don't want to do that again in a game or a season. But I thought we thought the defense played excellent for given they were on short fields a lot.
And that's what we told them after the game. Defense played a heck of a game. And overall, I thought the score was a lot closer than 28-0. They got that one at the end. But really, I think 6. Was it really only 6?
I think it's 7.
7 or 8. And, well, really, I guess one then turnover on downs on a botched snap.
Yeah.
But so I think it might have been more 7 or 8. But, you don't want that in a season, in a regular season, let alone one game. And that's one of those things where if you go back to last year, week 1, we had quite a few fumbles as well. But it was just, we were able to overcome those and, a pretty good crutch with Brock, Ezra, and Adai that we simply just don't have right now. And that's one of those things where who's going to step up in Brock's absence this year, and that's what we're really trying to figure out. But like you said, when we're able to actually run a play without bobbling a snap or fumbling, we were gaining yards. We told the team this might be a year where we need to live with the 4, 5, 6 yards per carry, and then we'll eventually break one. But, if it takes us 14 plays, that's fine. But like I said, I think if we go back and would actually look at the plays we were able to run, pretty successful. But just didn't have that big play that we've gotten the past handful of years, and, hopefully that will come. This was obviously a quality opponent with a legendary Hall of Fame coach. I believe he's over 200 wins. We knew it was going to be a task. They scrimmaged 5A ranked number 5 New Pal and held their own. So we knew it was going to be a task. Did we think we could come in here and win? Yes. And first quarter, we get that big kick return. All the momentum in the world when you get the ball to start. We run a pass play. Caden's been throwing it well, and had a guy open in the flat, decides to take a chance. But that ball he threw was open in practice, and it gets picked. But like you said, the defense just comes out and gets a stop. Then we get a big punt return, block in the back, kind of kills some momentum, and so just we hurt ourselves. Did we get beat? Yes. Did Scecina play quality, good football and make plays when they needed to? Yes. But we also hurt ourselves. And I always say if we can go out there and play hard, play with effort, we can correct mistakes. And so hopefully when we go back and watch film, we will see all 11 guys that were on the field playing hard and playing till the whistle and not giving up. So that's really what we're going to look for live. I felt that, so hopefully the film confirms it.
Doesn't get any easier. You got to go up the road to Winamac next week. They have a big win tonight against Knox at Knox, and big conference opponent. You guys have been the dominant one since the Hoosier North was created. One of the big questions is obviously, it's probably too early to know, but, Caden went out. Will Brock be back next week? Health-wise, that's going to be the biggest question, I think, going into that week.
You're right, and, Caden left. Looked like possibly a rib injury, so hopefully we find out here pretty soon if he'll be able to play. It's looking like Brock will not be back next week, earliest probably week 3. And so, if Caden can't go, Brock's not there, then we're really going to see who can step up. And, looking at the positives, going down the line, going down the road, that may benefit us because, every year it seems like someone does step up when they need to. And so this may be a perfect opportunity. But you know what? We'll see. We'll see what Caden finds out. But you're right. We had a lot of guys banged up. And so we're going to take tomorrow, recover, get ready for the Warriors. We weren't able to play him last year, and Coach Hendricks, first year there, we know he's another Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah.
A recent inductee. And so he always, when he was at Knox, he always had a great game plan to take away our best stuff. We were just always come out on top. And we knew when he got to Winamac, he was going to get that program rolling. I don't think they're ranked top 10 in 1A right now, but I think that's a disservice to them because I think they're a team that can make a quality run come sectionals.
Anything, John?
No, Eli Nickel, you had said some stuff in the paper about him and what kind of athlete he was. And you got to see that tonight, playing quarterback just a little bit. And then the kick return. I mean, he made some nice plays, read the blocks well. But I think as a freshman, that kid's going to have some nice games this year.
You're right. And, one of the good things about the scrimmage format, you guys are only able to play a certain number of snaps. And so we were able to rotate a lot of guys last week. And he's one person that we saw on film that, he's a varsity player. We thought maybe towards the end of the season he would be able to rotate in, but he showed us he can play now. And I don't think he hurt us on defense. And then, we were actually thinking about starting to rep him at wing because, like you said, when he has the ball in his hands, he runs hard. And, that's just something that's hard to teach. And, he has it. As a freshman going in there against a Scecina team, running hard, and you love to see that. And so, he may be one of those guys that we're going to look to even as a freshman to step up next week, offensively and defensively, and special teams. And so, like you said, we are excited about him. And then 2 other freshmen that we're thinking about rotating in more, Grant Campbell and Silas Rowell on the line. We think they're going to be special players for us too. So you're right. We definitely did get some positives from this game.
I thought Toloza, however you want to say
Toloza,
Toloza was running well. He had some nice runs.
You're right. And last year when he got in there as a freshman, I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, he's going to be able to play.
Yeah.
And last week in the scrimmage, he ran hard. On our power play, he's a small dude, but he ran some guys over, and he showed that tonight. And so, like I said, when we were able to run some stuff, we were pretty successful. We just couldn't sustain a drive. I think the first half, our longest series was only 5 plays. Not sure what it was in the second half, but it probably wasn't too much more, and that's uncharacteristic for us and something that we're going to have to look at, reevaluate, and get our boys ready. I'm not giving up on them. That's an inexperienced team, and we're going to learn from this.
Yeah. Well, Coach Barry, we thank you for coming up and taking some time with us. I know the radio guys were wanting to do an interview with you as well, so we appreciate you coming down and talking to us, and good luck next week up the road at Winamac. That's going to be a big one.
Thank you. Thanks for covering us.
Yep. Coach Barry, kind enough to take a minute or two here with us. Any final thoughts there, John?
Pretty much what he said, and you said the health of this team is going to predict what they can do. If you have Caden Hill back, which I seriously doubt that happens from the way he looked going off the field. And then as well with, he said, Brock Robinson probably won't see action again until that 3rd week maybe. So it is next man up. I mean, it's going to be interesting next week. And, it's something where you get those younger guys and get them in that lineup and rotate them around.
Same center.
All right, we're going to close it down here. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week. We'll have some stuff going on. We're going to be at Rochester. Winamac crew will be at home covering the game with Pioneer, and Tiffany Valley will be at home with their home opener, and looking forward to some more exciting football. Thanks, John, for coming in.